One Piece Avenging My Family, Eradicate All Celestial Dragons. Part 4. New World, Hachino's Port. The Rocks Pirates, on the Sword of Jibek. Captain Rocks, Vice Captain Luonua, as well as Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte Linlin, Silver Axe and other captains, all assembled. There are a total of 30 pirate ships around the Gaibkin Sword, excluding the Roger Pirates or Jackson. The total force is 35,000, and all members have arrived. Yes, all members. Young Xia Qi and even Miss Ba Jin are among the 35,000 people. There are almost no crew members of the Rocks Pirates on the island of Hachinos. Only some pirates who were too timid to go were kicked out of the pirate group by Rocks and stayed in Hachinos. On the deck, except for Luonua, the captain of the 7th Division who also served as the vice captain, the other 6 captains were ready for battle. After 6 months of hard training, Charlotte Linlin, John, Silver Axe, and Achika finally broke through that shackle. Officially promoted to a general-level warrior, Whitebeard and Golden Lion have faintly broken through the line of the admiral-level strongmen. Kaido obtained the fish fruit, blue dragon form in advance, and his strength has also improved by leaps and bounds, making him the number 1 in the Rocks Pirates except for the captain. Plus the Roger Pirates. Roger, Rayleigh, Jabba, Bullet and many more strong ones. It can be said that the army is strong and the momentum is overwhelming. As for Luonua's current strength, even Luonua himself is not sure about his current strength. After all, in the past 3 months, Luonua has only had one opponent, Rocks. For reference, we can only use Rocks as a reference. If Rocks is used as a benchmark for strength, Luonua's current strength is roughly in the same range. Under the Rocks, there is almost no opponent. Open the system interface. Host, Luonua. Age 18. Strength, Super General Level. Speed, Super General Level. Physical Strength, Super General Level. Hockey, Top Level Conquerors Hockey, Current Progress, 80.9%. Top Level Armament Hockey, Current Progress, 83.7%. Top Level Observation Hockey, Current Progress, 85.2%. Other abilities: Swordsmanship, Great Swordsman Level, Progress, 95.6%. Combat Experience, Top Level. Axe Skills, Advanced. Conqueror's Entanglement. Armament Hockey, Ryasakura. Observation Hockey, Foresee the Future. Physical Talent, Iron Balloon. Moves: Iron Fist, Slashing Wave, Kirin. Marine 6 Styles. Lion Thousand Slice Valley, Cloud Slash. Ghost Tetsu II 10 Styles, God Avoidance. Mountain Breaking. Fruit Ability, Flame Fruit Absorption. God Level Ability, Listen to the Voices of All Things. After 3 months of special training, with Captain Rocks, Luonua's strength has improved by leaps and bounds. Strength, speed, and stamina have transformed from general level to super general level. The 3-color top-level domineering, the progress has also exceeded 80%. Although he failed to successfully ascend to the god level, his speed has increased by a rocket compared to before. In the first 3 months, Luonua's own practice of the 3-color domineering aura only increased by 5 percentage points. After 3 months of long battles with Rocks, the progress of the 3-color domineering power nearly doubled. If Luonua is given a little more time, he will surely break through all 3 colors of domineering to the top level. But time waits for no one. Moreover, after the progress of the 3-color domineering reaches 80%, even if there is a big battle with Rocks, the progress will only increase by 1 or 2 percentage points. It is common sense that the later the stage, the harder it is to improve. On board the Sword of Jibek, Rocks looked around at the strong men present, with a satisfied smile on his face. With such a lineup, even if those old bastards and Mary Geos gathered all the forces in the world, they would still be able to fight. Even, there is a chance of winning. Good. Very good. Before we set off, I hope you understand one thing. Rocks began pre-war mobilization. Do you think those useless celestial dragons in Holy Land Mary Jo are gods? If it weren't for their ancestors 800 years ago, These useless celestial dragons would be shit. Even their ancestors 800 years ago were just humans. Now, it has turned into a pile of yellow earth. The reason I tell this story is that I hope everyone understands the truth. No one starts out on a pedestal. Before becoming a god, God was just a mortal. Now, what we have to do is to pull those so-called gods down from their thrones and take their place ourselves. After this battle, we will be the new gods of this world. Rox raised his arms and shouted, making the 35,000 Rox Pirates members present excited. Pull down the celestial dragons from their thrones. Those rubbish don't deserve to be called gods. Great! Kill them! We are the new gods! Ha ha, brothers! Follow Captain Rox and Vice Captain Luonu and become gods. God's Valley, here we come! 5 elders, Marine, clean your necks and wait. The pirates were extremely excited, and the captains such as Golden Lion, Charlotte Linlin, John, Achiku and others also showed their expectant smiles. Become a god! Who doesn't look forward to it? They were originally a group of ambitious monsters who came together because of an opportunity to make a fortune. Now that they have the opportunity to become gods, of course they will be tempted. Among those present, only Luo, Whitebeard, Roger and his gang were the only few who were not moved by Rox's pre-war mobilization. Rox doesn't care about this. The sky was gloomy and dark at this time, and thunderclouds and heavy rain arrived in an instant. It seemed to foreshadow the coming total war that would change the course of the entire world. Go to the Valley of Gods, let's go! Seeing that the time was almost right, Rox smiled faintly, and the sword of Jybek headed towards the Valley of Gods. P.S. Let me talk about the setting. I personally think that the emperors are at the same level, and there are individual differences, but they are not big. For example, if Big Mom, the shame of the old 4 emperors, fights Akainu one-on-one, she is definitely no match for Akainu. Can you imagine Akainu being slapped into the sea by Jinbei? During the Battle of Marineford, Jinbei faced Akainu and gambled his life on the spot, so he would never say something like a mere admiral. Even in the original work, if any of the 4 emperors were to fight Akainu one-on-one, they might not be able to gain the upper hand. Compared to Akainu, the new General Fujitora, Green Bull's performance is much worse. Fujitora is okay, but you, Green Bull, you came out with a lot of big words, but you got slapped in the face and were scared away by Shanks Conqueror's domineering aura. You really embarrassed the general. Generally speaking, 4 emperors at the level of peak Kaido can suppress the admirals, but it will take at least several days to determine the winner. Peak Whitebeard is probably half a level higher than the admiral, and at the same level as Roger, with king-level strength. But Peak Whitebeard and Peak Roger could not face 2 admirals alone, and would be restrained by the admirals for a while. Rox, Luo, and him are not included in this setting. These 3 are monsters. Not only the Battle of God Valley, but the entire book basically follows this setting. The end. Grand Line, Valley of the Gods. At this time, the Valley of Gods was filled with a solemn and murderous atmosphere. In the center of the Valley of Gods is a palace so magnificent that it is beyond description. The whole body is made of extremely precious and hard gemstones. It is inlaid with a lot of gold, jewels, etc. It's called Emerald City. In the sunshine, Emerald City radiates brilliant brilliance, and everyone who sees it will be amazed at the greatness of this craftsmanship. This place is similar to the Holy Land of Marihoa, and is considered another palace of the celestial dragons. After all, this is where 20 kings gathered 800 years ago. It was from here that the 20 kings established the great world government. In order to commemorate the event, the Gods Valley was transformed into another Holy Land by the celestial dragons of later generations. Today's Valley of the Gods is extremely lively. The strong men from all departments of the world's government have received transfer orders from the 5 elders, heading to the Valley of Gods. There are only 4 of the 5 elders left, and all 4 are general-level warriors. These 4 people are also the most noble, standing proudly in the C position. The most eye-catching middle position in the crowd. Standing on either side of these four people were the imposing fleet admiral of the three armed forces and the masked CP-0 commander. Both of them are around 3 meters tall, with a mighty aura and are as immovable as a mountain. One is resolute, the other is fierce. Just looking at the aura emanating from these two, they are both genuine general-level strongmen. The next person on the fleet admiral's side is the Marine. In Marine, led by Kong, Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr, 4 great admiral-level warriors arrived one after another. High-spirited. Next to the Marine, even the general-level strongmen from the Air Force and Army arrived at the scene. Both of them are very imposing. After that came the best among the lieutenant generals such as Lieutenant General Crane, Lieutenant General Elite, and Lieutenant General Giant. Ah! What a grand occasion! This is the power of justice! Wow, how scary! The 3 future generals also shrank back a little after seeing this grand scene. On the other side, next to the CP-0 commander, standing there were the impelled-down city director, deputy director, first-class elite wardens, and the awakened warden Mon wearing special uniforms. Next is the judicial island CP-9, and the war weapons of the scientific forces. A group of gigantic children over 10 meters tall, hundreds of them in total. These are the researches that the world government has been carrying out since 800 years ago. They are all semi-finished products at the moment, but in order to destroy the Rocks pirates, we can't care about that much. Beyond these people are the top powers among the 180 member countries of the world government. Among them, there are also many general-level strongmen. Such a terrifying lineup is enough to make you suffocate just by looking at it. After all, there are more than a dozen general-level warriors. In addition, there are dozens or even hundreds of elite lieutenant generals, giant lieutenant generals, and other lieutenant general-level warriors. Plus the 100,000 elite soldiers drawn from marine bases around the world. In addition, there are hidden around the Valley of the Gods. The famous pirates such as Red Earl, Green Pepper, and Bernie Wald are always ready to act. After seeing today's lineup, these pirates also took a deep breath. So scary. The background of the world government is really terrifying. The whole world's power is here to encircle and destroy the Rocks pirates. You don't even need to do it yourself. The Rocks pirates are dead. Such a powerful lineup almost mobilized all the resources of the world government. After all, today's protagonist is the God Valley sacrifice ceremony held every 4 years. According to the regulations, all adult celestial dragons in the Holy Land of Marihoa must participate. As a result, nearly 2,000 celestial dragons from 19 families arrived one after another. Because the celestial dragons attach great importance to bloodline, only children born from intermarriage within the 19 families are considered pure-blooded celestial dragons. As for the children who were married to the Untouchables, they were not pure-blooded celestial dragons, but sinners who polluted the bloodline of God. Therefore, 800 years have passed, and the 19 Tianlong families currently have only a little over 2,000 adults. Compared to the old Zhou family of the Ming Dynasty, which had a population of hundreds of thousands over 200 years, it was a far cry. Due to the serious problem of intermarriage, more and more close relatives are marrying each other. As a result, the faces of the celestial dragons became extremely ugly, with all kinds of strange appearances emerging one after another. Children born often die young. This also leads to the fact that most of the celestial dragons, in addition to marrying a female celestial dragon as their wife, are willing to find a few beautiful slaves to play with. However, these 2,000 celestial dragons seem a bit too few. But if you add in the slaves of every Tianlong person, the number is also quite considerable. The mighty celestial dragons, including the number of slaves, must number at least 20,000 to 30,000 people. Look! My giant slave is so comfortable to ride! A celestial dragon showed off to other celestial dragons. Humph! I have several extremely beautiful slaves here! Another celestial dragon said unconvinced. Yes! She is indeed extremely beautiful! She is even prettier than my beauty slave! Hey, after the sacrificial ceremony is over, Lend me these extremely beautiful slaves. Another celestial dragon's eyes lit up when he saw the beautiful slave. Okay, then lend me your superbly handsome male slaves. I've been craving them for a long time. Great! We can just switch places. I'm tired of playing with those ones. Hee hee, this is really exciting. Let's finish the sacrificial ceremony quickly. We'll live in Emerald City today. Okay, hurry up and finish the sacrificial ceremony. I'm a little hungry. A group of celestial dragons are walking towards the altar in the Emerald City. At the same time, they did not forget to talk about such obscene things. The handsome men and beautiful slaves who heard their conversation were trembling. They are well aware of the horrific methods of the celestial dragons. After this sacrificial ceremony is over, I don't know what kind of inhuman torture I will suffer. Several handsome male and female slaves with poor psychological quality fainted out of fright. Someone fainted! There was a cry of surprise from the crowd. Just a few low-class slaves! When they saw that the person who fainted was a slave, everyone immediately expressed their disdain. Damn it! How dare you embarrass me! Come on, throw these unconscious slaves onto the altar! Seeing his slave faint, the celestial dragon immediately flew into a rage. After all, there are so many Tianlong people present, and they will compete with each other for slaves. The few celestial dragons beside him even had mocking expressions on their faces, as if to say, "Your slaves are nothing but this." The celestial dragon was so angry that he was about to throw these people onto the altar at the highest point of the Emerald City. At this moment, the altar was burning with holy fire. Soon instructions were received from the celestial dragons. Several men wearing black sunglasses, black suits, and all black threw several fainted slaves into the holy fire. No! It hurts! It's so hot! I don't want to die yet! Someone come and save me! The skin was burned off. The slaves' heart-wrenching screams came from the altar. Some slaves instinctively wanted to run away from the altar. As soon as he ran out, he was immediately pushed back by the guards guarding the holy fire. Ha ha! This is really interesting. Yeah, burning people is fun. I'll make a brazier when I get home. I'll burn some for fun. Some Tianlong people actually became excited when they saw this scene. The slaves beside him trembled when they heard this. Seeing this scene, all the strong men present turned their faces to the other side, unable to bear to watch. Some people cursed inwardly with disdain. With this kind of behavior, you still have the nerve to call yourself a god? These guys actually burn humans to death. Do we really want to protect this kind of scum? Watch slaves being burned alive. In the marine lineup, the young Monkey D. Dragon saw this scene, and it was as if something was hit hard in his heart. This was the first time Long had seen the celestial dragons treat slaves. It's just like treating animals. Even slaves are worse than animals in the eyes of the celestial dragons. This scene immediately had an extremely strong impact on him. Not only the dragons, but also some marines with a sense of justice and other top warriors who still have some humanity left, all feel quite uncomfortable. Physical discomfort. The people present today are as numerous as a forest of strong men. The only reason why we all gathered here is to protect these Tianlong people. After all, if the Rocks pirates take the opportunity to cause trouble, they will definitely not be able to survive with just this bunch of useless celestial dragons. However, after seeing the brutal behavior of the celestial dragons, Long began to feel deep doubts in his heart. Trampling on other people's lives at will. The faces of those slaves were filled with fear of the celestial dragons. These Tianlong people actually laughed out loud. The celestial dragons are not worthy of being called human beings. Because they have no humanity at all. But why, in order to protect these useless Tianlong people, so many strong people were dispatched? Long, feeling deeply confused. Yo dragon, how scary. Don't say that again. If the couple present hears it, it will be a disaster. Next to the dragon is Borsellino, with whom he has a very good relationship. After hearing Long's words, Borsellino's face showed real fear. so he quickly reminded Long to stop talking. At this moment, among a group of strong people, the most eye-catching ones are the 4 or 5 elders. The 4 of them looked around, as if they were confirming something. Immediately, one of the bald 5 elders spoke slowly. "I'm sure you all know why I called everyone to the Valley of Gods today. Next, I announce that in this Valley of the Gods, we will broadcast live to the whole world." As soon as these words came out, the whole audience was in an uproar. Live broadcast? What live broadcast? Is it a live broadcast for the whole world? Live broadcast of the sacrificial ceremony? Why didn't I receive any notification in advance? Why are we suddenly broadcasting it live to the whole world? Are we going to broadcast the ugly deeds of these Tianlong people live? Many of the powerful people present were stunned when they heard the words of the 5 elders. Before they came to the Valley of the Gods, they had never heard of such a thing being broadcast live to the whole world. Even powerful marine admirals like Kong, Garp, Zephyr, and Sengoku, the top warriors from the Air Force, Army, Impel Down City, and allied nations around the world were all stunned. Live streaming? They had never heard of this. Besides, what should we broadcast live? Live broadcast of the cruel scenes of the celestial dragons torturing slaves? The only person present was the 5 elders' confidant, the fleet admiral. And the CP-0S looked calm. The 5 elders didn't care about these people's reactions. They are just a group of guys working hard for the world government. There is no need to tell these inferior people many things. They just need to obey orders. Turn on the live broadcast den mushy immediately. As soon as the words fell, several masked CP-0S immediately took action. I saw that in the huge Gods Valley, there were at least dozens of live broadcast telephone bugs installed, which were broadcasting live in all directions. The next moment, Tokai, South Blue, North Blue, West Blue. In every town and city in the world, wherever there was a big screen, the live broadcast immediately appeared. That's not all. Alabasta of the Grand Line, the Drum Kingdom, the City of 7 Waters, Sabaody Islands, Teresa Rosa of New World. On the islands of Zo and others, the current events broadcast of the Valley of the Gods appeared. Live broadcast starts all over the world at the same time. What is going on? Why is it suddenly playing something? What's going on? Is the screen broken? Is this a live broadcast? It seems to be a live call. Live broadcast. What is on this screen? Why are the 5 elders here? And the fleet admiral of the 3 armed forces. The CP-0 commander is here too. Not only that, the strong men of the Marines, Army, and Air Force. Even the strong men from Impel Down and Judicial Island are here. There are also top experts from the world government member countries. Oh my God! After watching the live broadcast, people all over the world were still confused and had no idea what was going on. After all, the sacrificial ceremony in the Valley of the Gods is such a secretive thing. The great pirate, the top strong men may know or have heard of him. But for ordinary people, they have never heard of it. But after seeing the content of the live broadcast, people all over the world took a deep breath. In my heart, the gongs and drums are deafening. What a divine lineup this is! Almost all the powerful people under the jurisdiction of the world government have arrived. At this time, people all over the world were also quite puzzled. They gathered such a strong lineup and broadcast it live all over the world. What does the world government want to do? Is it possible that something big is about to happen? Meanwhile, New World. The Rocks pirates are on their way to God's Valley. A total of 30 ships and 35,000 strong pirates were included. Plus the Roger pirates. At this moment, they were reminded by the news king who was protected by rocks. I also saw the live broadcast from the Valley of the Gods. Is this the full force of the world government? So many strong men! There are double-digit general-level strong men alone. This is the foundation of the world government. After seeing the lineup of God Valley, the Rocks pirates and Rogers group also exclaimed, when so many powerful people are standing there. Everyone also felt an inexplicable pressure. This is several times more magnificent than the most epic war in the original novel. Looking at the live broadcast, Luo Noa thought to himself. I didn't feel any fear at all, but rather a little excited. After all, in that live broadcast, Luo Noa saw the mighty celestial dragons. A vast army of celestial dragons, plus slaves. At least tens of thousands of people. It was the first time that Luo Noa saw so many adult Tianlong people gathered together. Kill! Kill these pigs! There are so many Tianlong people, kill them all! Revenge for my parents! Luo Noa was so excited that his body was shaking. The first generation Kitetsu in his hand also burst into a sinister ghost aura due to Luo Noa's excitement. Hey, what's going on with this eerie feeling? Why do I feel a chill on the back of my neck? Hey! Look! Vice Captain Luo Noa seems to be a little bit abnormal. What's going on? Why is Vice Captain Luo Noa shaking like this? Is he excited or afraid? How could he be afraid? Vice Captain Luo Noa must be too excited. That's right, Vice Captain Luo Noa is mad. I feel like I've been infected too. On the deck, some sharp-eyed members of the Rocks Pirates also noticed that something was wrong with Vice Captain Luo Noa. He seems to be in particularly good shape today. Ha! I'm really looking forward to it. Let's have a hearty battle. Roger seemed to be infected by Luo Noa and laughed excitedly. Kulala! That's right! Kill all those celestial dragons! Make them pay for the lives of Luo Noa's parents! Whitebeard cut Songyun to the ground and shook him, also extremely excited. After 6 months of contact, Whitebeard, Roger, and Luo Noa have become close friends. After all, the three of them have very similar temperaments and personalities. We have 20 minutes to reach the Valley of Gods, everyone get ready! Let's do something big! Rox shouted, pointing his hands to the sky. The red robe on her body rustled in the sea breeze. Big stage! The tens of thousands of Rocks Pirates members present are all ready. Wait, Captain Rocks! I have a plan, we can launch a surprise attack! At this moment, Luo Noa suddenly spoke to Rocks. Meanwhile, in the Valley of Gods, a CP0 in charge of the live broadcast respectfully typed a code word, OK, to the 5 elders. It means the equipment has been debugged and people all over the world can now see the images. Seeing this, the 5 elders nodded slightly. The bald 5 elders continued. People from all over the world. I'm sure everyone is curious. Why are we standing here today? And it has gathered so many powerful people summoned by the world government. There's only one reason, the Rocks Pirates. The bald 5 elders took a deep breath and continued. The Rocks Pirates have now grown into a cancer to the entire world. The Golden City incident and the government's underestimation of the enemy led to the further expansion of the Rocks Pirates. This has caused great panic to people and countries all over the world. So, that's why we're broadcasting live from here to the world. The next moment, 5 elders suddenly paused and raised their voices. We will completely strangle the Rocks Pirates in this Valley of the Gods. The first thing to do is to capture Rocks Jibek, the captain of the Rocks Pirates. And the head of the Rocks Pirates vice captain, the evil Luo Noa. We want to announce to the world that the government has enough power and strength to wipe out the Rocks Pirates. We have the ability and obligation to kill the 2 main figures of the Rocks Pirates here. Give the world peace. After the bald 5 elders finished speaking, the whole world suddenly understood. After all, once the Golden City incident was exposed half a year ago, the whole world fell into panic. The Rocks Pirates' victory over 5 elders and Marine really made people all over the world begin to doubt. Is the world government no longer able to suppress the Rocks Pirates? The Rocks Pirates may have the ability to overthrow the world government. Now it seems that the reason for this live broadcast is obvious. The world government must do its utmost to prove this, and must prove it in front of the whole world. They are fully capable of killing Rocks and Luo Noa, the 2 main figures of the Rocks Pirates. And they were going to kill these 2 people in front of the whole world. After killing these two, the Rock's pirates will be leaderless. Without someone to suppress those ambitious captains, the Rock's pirates will inevitably fall apart. Although these captains are powerful, they cannot pose any threat to the world government if they are not gathered together. Kill Rocks! Kill the extremely evil criminals! Show the power of justice! Evil can never defeat justice. That's right, we will never back down. Kill these two. Use their blood for the sacrifice. After the 5 elders' words were delivered, the army of God Valley has also been infected. After all, after the Golden City incident, it wasn't just the world government's credibility that was affected. The impact on Marine is even greater. Marine, who was present, immediately understood that this live broadcast to the whole world was a great opportunity. A chance to prove yourself to the world again. For a moment, the morale of the Gods Valley was at full blast. Damn it, what the hell is Roger doing? At this moment, Garp grumbled to Sengoku beside him in dissatisfaction. I have been in contact with Roger for the past 6 months. But the other party didn't answer the phone. I haven't been to the Valley of Gods either. What is this guy doing? Maybe he's scared. Steelbone Kong on the side sneered. Pirates are just a group of people who change with the wind. Impossible! Roger is not the kind of person who would be scared. At this point, Garp retorted. Garp is probably the person in the Marine who knows Roger's character best. There is no word fear in that guy's dictionary. Is it possible? Suddenly, Garp's eyes flickered as if he had thought of something. Then he asked Cyborg Sky's Path. General Kong, have you discovered anything new in your surveillance of Hachinos these days? No. The surveillance ship will be sunk immediately if it gets close. It's fair to say we have no idea what's really going on in Hachinos these days. Gangukong smiled faintly. But with this lineup in front of us, if the Rock's pirates dare to come, they will definitely be defeated. Steelbone Kong has enough confidence. The power of the Rock's pirates alone is not enough to fight against the foundation accumulated by the world government for 800 years. It's just a foolish dream. I always have a bad feeling. Garp felt a little nervous. If I remember correctly, Roger seems to have a relationship with Luo Nuo. Could it be that the reason Roger didn't respond to me these days is? Garp thought of a possibility and froze in his tracks. Beep 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 beep. At this moment, the alarm of God Valley sounded throughout the island. Next moment, the Rock's pirates have been spotted. 30 pirate ships, 6 captains. 23 captains under Rocks. A total of 35,000 people, all arrived. We've spotted the Rock's pirates. Captain Rocks, Vice Captain Luo Nuo, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte Lin Lin, Silver Axe, John Achaku, the 6 captains. Plus the 23 famous captains under Rocks. The Rocks pirates have a total of 30 ships and 35,000 people. We can see them all. At the moment the alarm sounded in the Valley of Gods, the Marine in charge of Lookout immediately used the loudspeaker Den Den Mushi to spread the news to the entire audience. Are you finally here? The Rocks pirates! Prepare for battle. I'm really worried that they won't come. You dare to come after seeing this lineup? The Rocks pirates are quite courageous. Hearing the news of the Rocks pirates' attack, the strong men of God Valley were all very excited. After all, when it comes to general-level warriors, they have an absolute advantage. Come on, it's a crush, no exaggeration. At the same time, people all over the world also watched this scene through live broadcast. Suddenly, everyone's heart was in their throat. They're really here! The Rocks pirates! Is the war about to begin? A total war that will affect the world situation. How terrible! Where is the world heading? Which side will fate choose? People all over the world exclaimed. No. That's not right. Besides all the members of the Rocks pirates, there seems to be someone else. At this moment, the Marine who was in charge of Lookout suddenly started to tremble again. A large pirate group with a total bounty of over 10 billion. The Roger pirates are also in Rock's fleet. The lookout's voice was once again transmitted through the loudspeaker den mushy throughout the Valley of the Gods. Then, it spread all over the world. What? The Roger pirates are also among the Rocks pirates! Hearing this, the 5 elders, the fleet admiral, the CP-0 commander, and the marine warriors, the top warriors from the Air Force, Army, Advanced City, and allied nations suddenly changed color. The faces of people all over the world also changed drastically at this moment. Even the Red Earl, Green Pepper, Burndy Wald, and others who were hiding in the dark were stunned. Roger pirates and Rocks pirates teamed up. That's not good. Roger himself, the bounty is over 2.9 billion Baileys. He has strength comparable to that of a general. Even faintly, he is even stronger than the general-level strongman. Deputy Captain Rayleigh and third-in-command Jabba, these two also have the ability to fight against the admiral-level strongmen. Not to mention that the remaining strongmen in Roger's pirate group are also a force that cannot be underestimated. This is equivalent to the Rocks pirates suddenly gaining 3 more admiral-level combatants. How come? The 5 elders were a little overshadowed at the moment. Roger, how come you teamed up with Rocks? Doesn't this guy dislike Rocks? After saying that, the 5 elders glared fiercely at Cyborg Kong and Garp. After all, Roger's affairs were left to them. The result turned out like this. It's Luo Nuo! Roger and Luo Nuo have an unusual relationship. Facing the hateful looks of the 5 elders, Garp spoke indifferently. Now he finally understood why Roger hadn't responded to him in the past 6 months. It turns out this guy has teamed up with the Rocks pirates. Depend on. This huge change is enough to change the originally planned battle situation drastically. It is no exaggeration to say that the situation has turned around. Another evil culprit? Damn it! Looks like I miscalculated. The bald 5 elders shouted angrily. He didn't expect Roger to team up with Rocks. Now, the seemingly huge advantage of the world government in terms of general-level powerhouses may become extremely small. Damn it, if I had known this would happen, I shouldn't have started live streaming to the whole world. Even though there is 1 more Roger pirates, it won't cause the world government to lose this war. But if you want to win, it will definitely be a fierce battle. Instead of crushing them all the way as originally envisioned. It's no use talking about this now. That's right, the live broadcast has started all over the world, and we have no way out. Show your strongest strength and fight. Even if there is 1 more Roger pirates, there is nothing to be afraid of. We must take down Rocks and the evil one in front of the whole world. The remaining 3 curly-haired, suit-wearing, and kimono-wearing 5 elders adjusted their mindsets. Although the live broadcast is open worldwide, it can be interrupted at any time. The most important thing is to fight against the Rocks pirates who are getting closer and closer. According to the previously adjusted strategy, pay attention to the sky first. As the chief strategic advisor, Lieutenant General, he shouted and reminded everyone. The ability of the Golden Lion's float fruit is too troublesome. The consequences of throwing an island down are disastrous. Therefore, before each battle with the Rocks pirates, priority is given to air defense to prevent sneak attacks from the Golden Lion. Following his order, dozens of warships were present, as well as cannons deployed in the Valley of Gods. There were hundreds of them in total, all pointed towards the sky. Kuzan, Borsellino, and Sikorsky are all ready. No. That's not right. It looks like Rocks is not planning to launch an air raid this time. They are going to invade directly. At this moment, wise General John was suddenly said. Nothing fell from the sky above the Valley of Gods. The Rocks pirates are charging towards the Valley of the Gods. At this moment, there were only a few artillery shells interfering with them. Ha 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 ha, stupid guy. If a plan doesn't work, we should change it decisively, right? Seeing that they were getting closer and closer to the port of God Valley, Rocks laughed wildly. Damn it, has the air defense strategy completely failed? Aim all your guns at the Rocks pirates right now. He didn't react immediately and ordered to turn the gun around. But the speed of the cannon is obviously too slow. Before we know it, the sword of Jibek has landed in the Valley of the Gods. Soon, except for Rox, all 6 captains of Luonoga successfully landed in the Valley of the Gods. Damn it, they landed at such an easy price. He felt a little regretful that he had thought too simply. At the same time, hundreds of cannons are finally aimed at the Rox pirates. Captains, cover the landing of the crew members behind us. Rox gave an order. Led by Whitebeard and Golden Lion, Charlotte Linlin, Silver Axe, Achaku, and John, the 6 captains, all began to release their domineering auras. Boom, boom, boom! The overwhelming Conqueror's domineering power easily blocks the incoming bombardment. Ashore! Kill, brothers! Kill the 5 elders, kill all the celestial dragons, and become the new god! Soon, the Rox pirates successfully landed in the Valley of the Gods at the lowest cost. Ha 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 ha, what a grand scene! 5 elders, Marine, and the running dogs of the world government. Are you trying to show your incompetence to the world by starting a live broadcast? Today in the Valley of Gods is the anniversary of your death. The next moment, Rox laughed angrily, and his aura reached its peak. The Overlord of the Sea, full of momentum. Kill! With a big wave of the hand, Rox leads the way, leading many members of the Rox pirates to attack Emerald City. Follow Captain Rox, charge! Damn, what these Tianlong people built is really luxurious. This Emerald City is the most luxurious palace I have ever seen. How can these unworthy losers enjoy these things? All of them were built with the money contributed by our hometown. Kill them! It's time to tear these rubbish off the altar. After seeing the Emerald City, Silver Axe, John, Charlotte Linlin and many other strong men were very upset. It's a pity to think that these useless celestial dragons are enjoying such a luxurious palace. Some people were extremely upset. What right do you have, you pigs? At the same time, Rox, standing at the front of the group, sprinted at full speed with full momentum. Boom, boom! Rox, the Overlord of the Sea, is in full force. Conqueror's domineering presence came crashing down, sweeping the entire venue in an instant. Plop, plop! In an instant, thousands of elite soldiers were stunned by the Conqueror's domineering aura. Damn it! Everyone, be alert! The Rox pirates are coming! We must not let them do whatever they want! The next moment, the 5 elders began to act. Boom, 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 boom! The Conqueror's aura of the 4 old men soared into the sky, collided with Rox conquerors. Not only that, the top strong men of the 3 armed forces, Fleet Admiral, Sengoku, and allied countries. Anyone who possesses Conqueror's domineering power will also be able to fully unleash his domineering power. Follow Captain Rox. Show the 5 elders and the running dogs of the world government some color. More domineering than conquerors, the Rox pirates will never lose. The next moment, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte Linlin, Silver Axe and other captains also burst out with Conqueror's domineering aura. We're here to help too. Roger, Rayleigh, Bullet and other strong men with Conqueror's dominance also showed their full momentum. Boom, boom, boom! The Conqueror's auras of dozens of great generals interweaved together. As if a nuclear bomb had exploded, the Valley of Gods was instantly filled with terrifying dark red explosive energy. Plop, plop, plop! In a short time, countless marines and pirates all fell under the domineering confrontation of this powerful conqueror. In the first moment alone, at least half of the tens of thousands of elite soldiers that the marine had deployed were overwhelmed by the conquerors. The pirates of the Rox pirates are not much better. Of the 35,000 people, at least 15,000 were stunned by Conqueror's domineering aura. Protect the celestial dragons, CP0. Our mission is to never allow the gods of this world to be harmed in the slightest. At the critical moment, the general-level strongman, the commander-in-chief of CP0, also quickly issued an order. The celestial dragons cannot withstand such a conqueror's attack. Under the leadership of the CP0 commander-in-chief, several CP0 masters with strength at the vice-emperor level came to the Tianlong people to protect them. It saved more than 2,000 celestial dragons from the conqueror's domineering impact. How terrible! Is this the end of the world? How terrifying! The Rocks pirates! These are the top strong men in this world! The whole world was deeply shocked by this scene. It was the first time for them to see so many at once. Strong men with Conqueror's domineering power fight against each other. At the same time, the members of the Rocks pirates are getting closer to Emerald City. Soon, the two armies will come into direct combat. Fight! The 5 elders shouted, and the marine soldiers below were ready to fight. The giant humans of the scientific forces. CP-1-9. The jailermen of Impelled Down. As well as the Marine elite lieutenant generals and major generals, these middle-level forces are also ready. Be ready to face the challenge of the Rocks pirates at any time. Kong, Garp, Zephyr, Sengoku. Air Force General, Army General. The Fleet Admiral of the 3 armed forces and the generals of the member countries are also ready to go. They have to stop the enemy's Admiral-level strongmen the moment the Rocks pirates rush in. Otherwise, if a general-level warrior were to charge into the crowd, that loss is absolutely devastating. Ha! It's time! Who told you that there will be no air raids in Laozi this time? Seeing this, the flying pirate Golden Lion sneered. Suddenly, an idea came to my mind. Boom! The sky of the entire Valley of Gods darkened. At this moment, everyone looked up at the sky and found out. There were suddenly 3 or 4 huge islands in the sky above the Valley of Gods, completely covering the sky above the Valley of the Gods. Everyone present was stunned. 3 or 4 islands, not just one. If this falls, there will be heavy casualties. Damn it! Bomb these islands immediately! He gritted his teeth and ordered the warships and cannons present to adjust their firing angles. It's too late to rely on the power of the cannon alone. Golden Lion's strength has grown again. Damn it! I was tricked! Smash these islands immediately, and don't let them land. The 4-5 elders were shocked when they saw this. The next moment, the top warriors of the member states, including the Air Force General, the Army General, the Fleet Admiral, the current director of Impelled Down, and several other general-level warriors personally took action. An island might be shattered for a short time, but 3 or 4 islands must be destroyed quickly by a general-level warrior himself. Boom, boom, boom! Several general-level warriors flew up high and attacked the island above their heads frantically. Boom, boom, boom! The gravel immediately fell like raindrops. Ha ha ha! Take advantage of this time! Little ones, kill! Rock sneered. Facing so many powerful generals, islands can't kill people, but they can hold them back for a short time. Now is the best time. The best way is to destroy the enemy's manpower as quickly as possible and break through the defense line. Sniff, sniff. Taking advantage of the time when several general-level powerful men in the world government camp are being tied up, Rox led the pirate group and charged into the marine. This is being broadcast live around the world. We must stop them. We can't lose our composure any further. The 4-5 elders couldn't stand it any longer and took action on the spot. The curly-haired and bald old men blocked Rock's way. The old man in kimono and suit was about to confront the Golden Lion and White Beard, but he was stopped by Achaku, John, Charlotte Lin, and Silver Axe. It's not that simple, old man. Your opponent is me, don't bother others. The 4 of them looked at the 4-5 elders in front of them with cruel smiles on their faces. Are you worthy enough to be my opponent? The 4-5 elders looked disdainful. Their impression of these 4 captains still remains the same as before. The strength of these 4 people is slightly inferior to that of Whitebeard and Golden Lion, and they are not true Admiral-level strongmen. Well, you old bastard, stop looking down on me. Go to hell. Charlotte Lin snorted coldly, holding the famous sword Napoleon, and activated Conqueror's entanglement. He slashed fiercely at one of the 5 elders in front of him. Conqueror's entanglement. When did you learn this? After dodging the attack in a panic, the 5 elders in kimono were immediately shocked. Even the crazy woman Charlotte Lin has broken through to become a general-level warrior? Not just Charlotte Lin, Silveraxe, Achaku, and John also took action. Boom, boom, boom! 3 fierce attacks were directed at the bald, curly-haired, and suited 5 elders in front of them. You 3 guys too? The 5 elders were not well prepared and were pushed back quite a distance. Then, their eyes widened. This kind of power, this kind of breath. You can't go wrong. I never expected it. These 4 captains have all broken through to become general-level warriors. Damn it, such important information was not obtained in advance. Faux pas. What a bad idea. The 4 captains who ranked lower have all become true general-level warriors. It is impossible to get past these 4 people and stop Rox, Golden Lion, Whitebeard and the others in such a short time. It seems that the situation of the war is much worse than I originally expected. Now we can only hope that Steelbone Sora and his team can stop Rox, Whitebeard, Golden Lion and others. Don't let them get in. Without a general-level strongman to stop them, if these 3 people break through the defense line, the consequences will be disastrous. I'll stop them. As expected, the next moment, it was led by Kongu. Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr, 3 great generals, face Rox, Whitebeard, and Golden Lion. Hey, your opponent is us. Garp, long time no see. At this critical moment, the Roger pirates took action. Roger, draw your sword ace and fight Garp. The strong wind blew away the surrounding pirates and marines. Damn it, Roger, why are you helping the Rox pirates? Garp blocked Roger's attack and asked with some dissatisfaction. Garp, you know me. I can't just watch my friend die. Let me stop you right here, Garp. You don't want to protect those celestial dragons, do you? Roger smiled faintly and swung out another slash. Hearing this, Garp stopped him with mixed feelings. I really don't want to care about those Tianlong people. But no one stopped the Golden Lions Rox them. Many marines present will be brutally killed. Zhangwe, your opponent is me. On the other side, Rayleigh and Jabba also faced off against Sengoku and Zephyr respectively. Steelbone Kong was tightly entangled by the remaining members of Roger's pirates, led by Bullet. This time, no one could stop Golden Lion, Whitebeard, and Rox. Damn it, Red Earl, Green Pepper, Bernie Wald and others. Steelbone Sora asked somewhat annoyed. They should be coming out by now. But he didn't know that people like Red Earl and Green Pepper were not stupid either. How could they interfere in such a grand and comprehensive war? So these pirates all chose to avoid the battle and wait and see what happened. Even this war cannot be started again. Next moment, Rox, Whitebeard, and Golden Lion rushed into the crowd. Earthquakes, sword energy, and terrifying domineering aura instantly swept everyone in the Valley of Gods. In an instant, hundreds of marines, impelled down jailers, and judicial island guards died at the hands of these 3. After all, a general-level warrior can defeat even an elite lieutenant general quickly. Not to mention, Golden Lion and Whitebeard have the potential to break through to the level of admirals. Not to mention Rox, his strength is far above that of a general. These 3 people rushed into the camp and harvested lives in droves. Conquerors domineering, swordsmanship, and earthquake. The entire Valley of Gods was like a hell on earth, with screams everywhere. The Marines, the giant humans of the Scientific Forces, CP-1-9, were defeated instantly at the first opportunity. The world government's defense line allowed these 3 monsters to charge in like crazy as if they were in an empty land. This scene was also broadcast to the whole world through the live broadcast of Den Den Mushi. Is this hell on earth? Damn Rox pirates, even with all the power of the world government they couldn't stop them? Is this world really going to change? Fear. There is only fear in the hearts of people all over the world. These 3 legendary pirates are simply killing madly. Ah! Stop these lowly pirates. Stop these bastards. What are you generals doing? Damn, the lowly pirates are coming. The terrified cries of the celestial dragons were heard in the Valley of Gods. In a short period of time, the defense line carefully laid out by the world government was about to be broken by Rox, Whitebeard and Golden Lion. After all the world government's general-level strongmen have been tied up. The rest of the people simply have no ability to stop these three people. No one expected that the war would develop so rapidly. It hasn't even started yet, and it seems like it's about to end. Damn it! It's not solved yet? Hearing this shrill cry, the four old men were extremely anxious. This is live broadcast all over the world. How disgraceful it is for people all over the world to see such a scene. I really want to cut off the live broadcast. But the five elders were too busy fighting with the captains of the Rocks pirates to give orders. Finally solved. At this moment, a powerful voice came from the sky. The next moment, the fleet admiral, the army general, the Air Force general and other strong men finally solved the problem of those 3 or 4 islands. Damn it, is the defense line about to be breached? Several general-level warriors then noticed that there were heavy losses below. Stop them now. The fleet admiral of the armed forces immediately gave the order, and the army general, Air Force general, and 2 general-level strongmen from the allied countries immediately swooped down. Come to Rocks, Golden Lion, and Whitebeard. Army General, Air Force General. These 2 are also genuine general-level strongmen. The 2 of them went straight to Rocks. 2 general-level warriors from allied countries. They will face Whitebeard and Golden Lion respectively. As for the remaining fleet admirals, they dared not act rashly at this moment. Because there's another strong man in the Rocks pirates. So far, no action has been taken. The evil one Luo Nuo. This guy's strength was so strong that he had already surpassed the strength of a general half a year ago. Plus this half year. I wonder how far this person with evil talent has grown. Moreover, the extremely evil specializes in hunting down celestial dragons. The fleet admiral of the armed forces knows that he must always keep a close eye on the evil ones. If he makes any move, we must stop him immediately. More than just fleet admiral. The commander-in-chief of CP0 had not taken any action just now. After all, the people who died just now were not celestial dragons, but people from the marine and other departments. CP0 doesn't care at all. In the eyes of this CP0 commander, there is only one person. The evil one Luo Nuo. A total of 20 Tianlong people died at the hands of the evildoers. He must be killed here. Moreover, he killed him with his own hands. Under the mask, the CP0 leader is full of anger. Celestial Dragon, the god of this world. He actually slaughtered them like pigs and dogs. This kind of person who committed unforgivable crimes cannot be relieved unless he is caught and tortured thousands of times. But how easy is it to capture the evil criminal? Alive? Retreating as the next best thing, the CP0 Grand Commander also decided that he must kill him with his own hands. The 2 powerful generals were staring at Luo Nuo at this moment. Once he dares to make a move, the 2 will instantly jump up and attack together. No matter how talented you are, you can never survive the combined attack of 2 great generals. The fleet admiral of the 3 armed forces, the CP0 commander-in-chief, has absolute confidence. Kill Luo Nuo in a short time. The next moment, the 2 people's aura suddenly surged, and their bodies began to shake. The reason is simple: Luo Nuo has started to act. Fleet Admiral of the 3 armed forces, CP0 Commander-in-Chief. The momentum of the 2 general-level warriors suddenly burst out. After all, not far away, the extremely evil Luo Nuo has also started to take action. Kill. The 2 rushed to the battlefield like arrows. However, what made the 2 powerful generals feel that something was wrong was the extremely evil Luo Nuo in front of him actually didn't rush straight to the altar and aim at the celestial dragons. Instead, he rushed into the battlefield below the Valley of Gods and fought with Marine. This seems like something is wrong. The Fleet Admiral and the CP0 Commander-in-Chief immediately felt extremely strange. A strange feeling came to my mind. The extremely evil in front of me is so strange. According to previous intelligence, the bounty on the evil one is 3.5 billion, making him the second most valuable person on the Rocks Pirates. In terms of strength, he is a strong man who can cut off the arms of the sword-wielding 5 elders. In terms of status, he can overshadow Whitebeard and Golden Lion, who are genuine Admiral-level strongmen. He is the real second-in-command of the Rocks Pirates, the vice-captain. In terms of actions, the evil ones act decisively and kill without hesitation. Any action is directed at the celestial dragons. Now this Valley of Gods gathers all the adult celestial dragons in the Holy Land. The evil one didn't come to kill the celestial dragons, but instead went to fight with Marine? And judging by his opponent's skills, he was actually able to fight back and forth with the Lieutenant General. What on earth is going on? Perhaps it's because the guards are so strict this time that even the evil ones can't do anything about it. No matter what, let's kill this evil man first, the CP0 Commander-in-Chief said with gritted teeth. Although something feels wrong. But the Fleet Admiral and the CP0 Commander-in-Chief also immediately agreed. The highest goal given to them by the 5 elders this time is to kill Rocks and the evil ones. Now there is a great opportunity. Rocks, Golden Lion, Whitebeard and other captains and other general-level strongmen were all held back. The Roger Pirates were also held back by the 4 Marines. The current situation is 2v1. No matter how powerful the evil one is, he cannot face the combined efforts of 2 great generals alone. Take this opportunity to kill the evil one first. The morale of the Rocks Pirates will definitely be affected. Rush. Whoosh whoosh. 2 figures, like human cannonballs, quickly approached the evil one. Ha 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 ha, Fleet Admiral of the Armed Forces, Commander-in-Chief CP0, you 2 idiots. Vice Captain Luo Nu's plan succeeded. Just when the 2 were about to enter the battlefield, suddenly the evil one in front of them touched his cheek. Immediately, her face changed and she became a middle-aged woman. The middle-aged woman laughed loudly, as if she was mocking the stupidity of the 2 people. You. I recognize you. A member of the Rocks Pirates' 2nd Division. Kurazumi. The one with the ability of the mimic fruit. The Fleet Admiral recognized it immediately. That's right, this person is a member of the Kurazumi clan in Wano country. Kurazumi Evening. The one with the ability of the mimic fruit. He is a member of Wano country living overseas and joined the Rocks Pirates. Moreover, he is a member of the Golden Lion squad. No wonder he could fight back and forth with the Lieutenant General. This isn't the real evil at all. Damn it. Where is the real evil culprit? At this moment, the Fleet Admiral, CP0, looked around the battlefield. No sign of Luo Nu. Oops. The 2 secretly thought it was bad. An extremely ominous premonition arises in my heart. At this moment, suddenly, a piercing dragon roar came from the sky. Next moment, halala halala! In the sky above the Valley of Gods, a mighty blue dragon several dozen meters long suddenly appeared. Roaring and roaring! Like an ancient, ferocious beast. Even the golden light of the Buddha from the Warring States period was somewhat eclipsed by this mighty blue dragon. What is that azure dragon? Is he a person with special abilities? Could it be Kaido, a member of the 7th Division? Everyone was stunned by this scene. After all, the Marines and the world government haven't received any new information about the Rocks Pirates for half a year. The world government and Marines have no idea how far the Rocks Pirates have grown in the past 6 months. However, considering the demon horn on the top of the blue dragon, it can only be a member of the 7th Division, Kaido. Looking carefully again, there was actually a person sitting at the head of the blue dragon. It was none other than the extremely evil Luo Nu. After seeing this scene, the Fleet Admiral and CP0 immediately stopped and looked up. Looking at the sky, his eyes were filled with shock. Hateful. This guy actually showed up in such an unexpected place. The evil one Luo Nu, a terrifying character who repeatedly makes the world government suffer. To appear in this way. What a horrible fellow. At this time, the big pirates are hiding in the dark and not preparing to take action. Red Earl, Green Pepper, Burndy-Wald and others were also deeply shocked by this scene. In front of the whole world, riding on the Azure Dragon, charging straight at the Celestial Dragons. This kind of penultimate style makes them all fascinated. Ha 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 ha, Fleet Admiral of the Three Armies, CP0 idiots, you fell into the trap. Lord Luonua, it seems the plan was successful. All the powerful people in the world government have been attracted. In the sky, Kaido, who turned into a blue dragon, laughed excitedly. He was seen using his dragon claws to grab the clouds in the sky and soaring into the sky. The target was the group of celestial dragons on the magnificent altar in Emerald City. Yes. It went surprisingly smoothly. Those bastards of the world government, do they want to kill me so badly? Luonua smiled faintly. Attracted two powerful generals at once. The world government's determination to kill me is obvious. Just right. Now almost all of the world government's general-level combat power has joined the battlefield. The guarding power on the altar. Apart from a group of CP0s with strength at the elite lieutenant general level, there are also a group of fully armed useless guards. After all, no one expected that Luonua would appear on the battlefield in such an unexpected way. These people are nothing but ants in front of Luonua. Go ahead, Kaido. Kill all these piggy celestial dragons. Luonua rode on Kaido's body, full of vigor. Immediately, an extremely strong murderous aura rose up. At this moment, Luonua drew out the Supreme Sword First Generation Kitetsu from his waist, emitting a fierce ghost aura. It's like a killer god born from hell, so frightening. I have to take care of these piggy celestial dragons once and for all. Ha ha ha, charge. Kill all these rubbish. Kaido laughed loudly, extremely excited at this moment. After all, this was his first time fighting alongside Lord Luonua. I must not let Lord Luonua down. His body kept circling in the air, and Kaido rushed towards the celestial dragons at the fastest speed. Congratulations to the host for picking up power 9999+. Congratulations to the host for picking up a speed of 9999+. Congratulations to the host for picking up 9999+ stamina. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Conqueror's Domineering, current progress, 85.9%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Conqueror's Domineering, current progress, 88.1%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the top-level Conqueror's Domineering, current progress, 89.7%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Great Swordsman level Swordsmanship, current progress, 97.9%. The moment Luonua appeared on the battlefield, the system's sound continued to ring like an alarm. Such a great battle, it's so cool to pick up. The three-color top-level domineering power, which had not moved for a long time, suddenly soared by more than 5 percentage points. His swordsmanship was at the master level, and he was about to break through to the god level. After all, this battle brought together dozens of general-level warriors. Such a war is the best training ground for Luonua. Kill. Feeling the growing power, Luonua rode on the blue dragon that Kaido transformed into and waved his hand. Kaido went straight towards the celestial dragons. This scene was instantly transmitted to the whole world through the live broadcast of Den Den Mushi. They're heading straight for the celestial dragons. The war won't end so soon. Will the celestial dragons be killed by the extremely evil? People all over the world were stunned when they saw this scene. Don't come over here, you lowlife. Wow, this dragon is so handsome. Catch it for me, I want to take it back as a slave. Don't fight with me. I saw this Azure Dragon. I want to take him as my slave. Damn it, you idiots, can't you recognize the current situation? Run. If you don't run, you'll die. At this moment, the Tianlong people on the altar. Some were terrified, some were frightened, and some turned around and tried to run away. Some even wanted to capture Kaido as a slave. Are these people really stupid or are they just pretending to be stupid? You still dare to be stubborn even when you are about to die. Kaido was also shocked by the strange thinking of these celestial dragons. These guys can't all be the product of incest. Damn it. Protect the celestial dragons. We must not let them harm the celestial dragons. Beside the altar, a dozen CP0s quickly protected the celestial dragons behind them. Stop, Luo Nuo. Where are the Air Force guys? At the same time, the fleet admiral below also shouted. The next moment, several lieutenant generals and major generals who had eaten the bird devil fruit flew into the air, blocking Kaido's path. You bunch of scum, go to hell. Kaido roared angrily, and his dragon mouth opened wide. Hot breath. A stream of scorching hot air shot towards the few people. Not only that. Bad wind. Another powerful wind blade flew out, combined with the heat breath, knocking those major generals down from the air. There are still a few lieutenant generals left. Leave it to me, Lieutenant General. Luo Noa said lightly, stepped on the dragon's back and jumped high. Holding the first-generation Kitetsu, he looks ghostly, and a Shinigami's smiling face appears behind him. Oink oink! Several simple flying slashes broke through the air. We have the ability to fly. We can't be hit by the slash. Several lieutenant generals were calm and composed, flapping their wings and tilting their bodies greatly. Avoid these slashes. However, this is a slash that is entangled with Conqueror's domineering power. Even if it doesn't hit, it can still cause terrible internal injuries. How could it be? Puff, puff! The lieutenant generals who had clearly avoided the slash opened their eyes wide and spat out a large mouthful of blood in disbelief. Then he fell down, and his life or death was uncertain. Bingo! Lord Luo Noa is too strong! Kaido laughed loudly and quickly moved his body to the path where Luo Noa was falling rapidly. Catch Luo Noa firmly. Soon, Kaido had reached right above the altar. Below are the numerous Tianlong people and their slaves. Die! Celestial Dragon! Luo Noa swung his sword, and the terrifying sword energy rushed towards the Tianlong people below. With this strike of the sword, at least hundreds of Tianlong people's lives will be harvested. Who told you that the power of our world government has been fully mobilized? Don't even think about hurting the celestial dragons! At this moment, suddenly, another CP0 appeared in front of this sword energy. Judging from the uniform he is wearing, he should also be a CP0 commander. 6 Styles Secret Technique, Hegemony Armor. The next moment, this CP0 showed his true Admiral-level combat power. He took Luo Noa's blow head-on. Although he was pushed back several dozen meters, he still spat out a mouthful of blood. But it ensured that there were no casualties among the celestial dragons. Very good. Give me some time. I'll be there in a moment. Yes, don't fight him head-on. Try to delay him as much as possible. The Fleet Admiral and CP0 Commander-in-Chief breathed a sigh of relief upon seeing this. Hold on for 1 minute. You can rush to the altar by yourself. As long as we get to the altar, the 3 generals will unite to encircle and suppress us. Just in time to execute the extremely evil criminal on the spot. I see. The CP0 commander also nodded. Although he had heard of the name, extremely evil. And we also know Luo Noa's terrifying talent and his record of cutting off the arm of the sword-wielding 5 elders. But as a general-level warrior, this CP0 also has enough confidence. Just hold the opponent back for 1 minute. Take it easy. Wait until the Fleet Admiral and the Commander-in-Chief arrive. Kill a evildoer. Easy. Another general-level expert? The background of the world government is really terrifying. Kaido didn't expect that the world government actually had a hidden trick up its sleeve. There is actually a general-level warrior hidden in this God Valley. Of course. CP0 is the strongest lackey of the celestial dragons. If there is only one great general, it is indeed not enough. Luo Noa's tone was extremely calm. Although the 5 elders were born as useless celestial dragons, they were at least the top of the celestial dragons in public. If he couldn't even hide, how could he be chosen by Yim to become one of the 5 elders? What should I do, Lord Luo Nuo? The Fleet Admiral of the Armed Forces and the Commander-in-Chief of CP0 are already rushing over. Should we take a detour first? Kaido saw the 2 powerful admirals who had suddenly rushed over and asked Luo Nuo for his opinion. No need to retreat, I just want to right now. Test your own strength. There was a strange gleam in Luo Nuo's eyes. For the past 3 months, my opponent has always been rocks. Luo Nuo himself didn't know what level of strength he was at now. That's fine. Take this CP0 commander-level expert in front of me for example, and let me see the results of my 3 months of training. Just at this moment. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Great Swordsman level swordsmanship. Current progress, 98.5%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Great Swordsman level swordsmanship. Current progress, 99.1%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Great Swordsman level swordsmanship. Current progress, 99.7%. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the Great Swordsman level swordsmanship. Current progress, 99.9%. Detected that the progress of swordsmanship at the Great Swordsman level has been achieved. Congratulations to the host for successfully advancing to the top swordsman. Congratulations to the host for successfully advancing to the top swordsman. At this moment, the constant fighting on the battlefield below brought another wave of growth to Luo Nuo. The Great Swordsman's swordsmanship has reached God level. That is the top level of Great Swordsman. Feel an inexplicable warmth flowing to every corner of your body. Luo Nuo knew that his swordsmanship had evolved again. And it evolved directly to the highest level. This improvement is even more terrifying than the previous improvement from advanced to top-level swordsmanship. My own sword intent can even be described as doubled. Come on! CP0, if you are not afraid of death, then try to stop me. Luo Nuo on the dragon's back. The terrifying conqueror's domineering aura bursts out. There was thunder and lightning in the air. The power of thunder descends upon the first-generation Kitetsu. Evildoer! In 1 minute! You will die! This CP0 does not intend to take the initiative to attack, but to defend. I defended with all my strength, at least I could hold them off for 1 minute. Humph! Kill your masters first! Then it will be your turn! Luo Nuo raised his momentum to the extreme. Then, the first-generation Kitetsu's ghost energy, domineering power, and the power of thunder mixed together. On the tip of the first-generation Kitetsu's sword, the terrifying blade continues to extend. Extend again. It has been expanded to a length of hundreds of meters. This has expanded the range several times compared to when Luo Nuo first realized this move. After all, my swordsmanship has improved a lot, and my 3 colors of domineering aura have all improved. Strength, speed, and stamina have reached the level of a super general. It is only natural that such an effect should occur. You actually made me see hallucinations just by your aura. This general level CP0 was also extremely excited. What a terrifying sword intent. The hundreds-meter-long sword blade is only made up of spirit and domineering power. But the visual impact is enough to make people feel terrified. Not to mention, the sword blade emitted a sinister ghostly aura. It gives people a sense of oppression as if a Shinigami has arrived. What a powerful sword intent! Sure enough. Compared to the intelligence from half a year ago, the strength of the extremely evil has made a qualitative leap in the past 6 months. We must kill him here. Below, the Fleet Admiral of the 3 armed forces and the CP0 Commander-in-Chief are rushing over. I also felt this terrible sense of oppression. Is this the strength of the extremely evil? As expected of a strong man with a bounty of 3.5 billion at such a young age, Vice Captain of the Rocks Pirates. Can humans really do this? People all over the world also saw it clearly through the live broadcast. This is a scene with full visual impact. After all, this was the first time they witnessed it with their own eyes. The pirate with a bounty of billions take action. This move is called God-killing, shattering mountains and rivers. Go to hell, celestial dragon. While he was talking, Luo Nua took action. Swing the knife suddenly. The sword blade, which was several hundred meters long, drew a perfect arc in the air with Luo Nua. This moment, all the skills of the strong men, such as the chopping wave, the cloud slash, the lion thousand slice valley, the god avoidance, the kirin, the kitetsu ii slash, etc., were integrated into this terrifying sword. Combined with Luo Nua's newly upgraded top-level swordsmanship to god level. The next moment, a white mist with a diameter of nearly 1,000 meters suddenly flew out. The air around them seemed to freeze, and the wind wave began to sweep in. The temperature starts to rise. That's right, in addition to domineering, thunder, and ghostly energy. Luo Nua also attached a terrifying high-temperature flame to the sword energy. Then, the white silk transformed into a white dragon. Combined with the flames burning around it, it really looks like a ferocious beast awakened from hell, making one's legs tremble. The target of this sword energy is the Tianlong people on the altar. What a terrifying sword energy! In the eyes of that CP0 general-level strongman, it was as if a sword energy as big as a mountain suddenly struck at him. This kind of impact, even though he is a general-level warrior, he couldn't help but be stunned for a moment. Danger! This CP0 felt an extremely dangerous aura from the sword energy. If you rush forward rashly, your life will be in danger. That's right. Even if he is a general-level warrior. I also felt my life was in danger. However, the target of the evil ones is the celestial dragons. It's not me. If I were to hide here, I would. You will definitely be able to escape the sharp edge of this sword energy. But if this were to happen, I'm afraid there would be countless casualties among the celestial dragons. Even the annihilation of the entire army would not be an exaggeration. All the adult Tianlong people in the Holy Land are here. If they were really killed by the extremely evil in one go, by then, my sins will be intolerable to heaven and earth. Grit your teeth. The next moment, this CP0 made a choice. The momentum has been brought to the peak. This CP0 resolutely rushed into the terrifying sword energy. The celestial dragons are the gods of this world. I will never allow you, the untouchables, to harm God. 6 styles, maximization, God control. The top-level armed color domineering covers the whole body. CP0 is ready to use his body to resist this sword energy. Let's buy time for the celestial dragons. Boom! When the CP0 rushed into the nearly 1,000-meter-long sword energy, his armament hockey was cut open the first time. Then, he felt that all the armor on his body was broken. Damn it! How could it be? This CP0 didn't expect that his armament hockey would be broken so easily. After all, I am also a general-level strongman. How could he know that this was a fusion style created by Luo Nua by combining the unique skills of various powerful men? The ultimate trick among the ultimate tricks. Combined with the top-level conqueror's entanglement, and the terrifying flames of the flame fruit. Any general-level strongman would try to stop it with his body. The consequences will not be any lighter than his. No! I will never allow anyone to harm the celestial dragons. Immediately, this CP0 seemed to have made up his mind. The armament-colored armor on his body has been broken. But a more powerful spirit suddenly burst out from his body. Is this guy planning to protect the celestial dragons with his life? What a loyal dog! Luo Nua, who swung the sword, sensed the changes in the sword energy clash with his observation hockey. This CP0 is using the method of burning his own life to resist his own God killer. As expected. Boom! The next moment, a violent sonic boom was heard, nearly shattering the eardrums. Huge waves rolled in the air, and the white dragon transformed from the sword energy kept biting CP0. After several dozen seconds, an unprecedented explosion unfolded. Boom! Boom! The entire Valley of Gods was shaken to pieces by the explosion. The Emerald City, which was made of that extremely hard gem, also had tiny cracks at this moment. After the horrific explosion, the sword energy finally dissipated. Then, the general level CP0 fell heavily from the air to the ground. Take a closer look. This CP0 suddenly stopped breathing. Dead? Dead? Everyone looked at the scene before them, unable to believe it. A powerful general. Just one sword and he died. Is he going to die just like that? Looking at the CP0 who was obviously dead. Many people present were stunned on the spot. Fleet Admiral of the three armed forces, CP0 Commander-in-Chief. As well as the CP0S on the altar, and the many guards, they were all stunned. This is a genuine general-level strongman. The entire ocean is almost considered the strongest one. Just like that, he was killed by a single sword strike? The evil one, how far has Luo Noa grown? Especially the Fleet Admiral and CP0 Commander-in-Chief. Seeing this scene, several black lines suddenly appeared on their faces. So scary. In half a year, has the strength of extremely evil grown to this extent? Originally, they were full of confidence, and wanted to rely on 3 general-level warriors to instantly kill the 2 men from Luo Noa. At this moment, half of my confidence has been extinguished. Even these 2 people had doubts about whether they could defeat Luo Noa. After all, a general-level warrior was killed by Luo Noa with just 1 sword. What a terrifying strength! Is this the terrifying power of a pirate with a bounty of 3.5 billion? A general-level warrior is nothing compared to him. Qingjiao and Berndiwald, who were hiding in the dark, looked at their mere 500 million bounties. I can't help but feel angry. Damn world government. Let yourself fight against such a terrifying monster as the Rocks Pirates. Aren't you sending yourself to die? Damn 5 elders, that's disgusting. I will get back this debt sooner or later. At the side, the lonely Red Earl also took a deep breath. Extremely evil criminals. So terrifying. And that's not all. This scene was naturally broadcast to people all over the world through the live broadcast of Den Den Mushi. Compared to Rocks, Golden Lion, Whitebeard, Charlotte Lin Lin, Roger and other strong ones. What a close fight. Obviously, Luo Noa's near-instant kill battle attracted the attention of most people. Dead? Just dead like that. The CP0 of a general-level strongman was killed by a single sword. The vice-captain of the Rocks Pirates is simply a devil. People all over the world exclaimed. Many famous pirates are also watching this live broadcast. After seeing this scene, I was stunned. At the same time, Luo Noa sitting on the back of Kaido Dragon. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the 6th Styles Secret Armor. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the 6th Styles Secret Maximization Control God. With the death of a CP0 general-level warrior, Luo Noa once again gained 2 skills. Another wave of muscle memory infused into the body. These 2 6 mysteries are both defensive techniques. To strengthen the body. It's the ultimate version of Iron Block. Although Iron Block is indeed the most disappointing skill among pirates. It looks like defense plus 999, but actually health is minus 999. Whoever uses it is basically not far from losing. Having said that, the general-level CP0 warrior used Bakai to block Luo Noa's attack. Just a little spitting of blood shows the power of this Iron Block. The God of Control can even directly counteract Luo Noa's most powerful move, God Killer, shattering mountains and rivers. Protected the lives of so many Tianlong people. Of course, the price paid was the life of a great general. With these 2 6 styles, combined with Luo Noa's own steel balloon talent, defense is improved. If we fight Captain Rocks again now, maybe we won't be as embarrassed as before. Kill all these celestial dragons! Without CP0's obstruction, Luo Noa immediately set his sights on the celestial dragons present. With a powerful leap of his legs, Luo Noa jumped off the dragon's back and landed on the altar. The next moment, Kaido also immediately transformed into a human form and followed Luo Noa's footsteps. Run, Master Celestial Dragon! We're here to protect it. Several elite lieutenant generals, plus a dozen lieutenant generals and major generals, CP0s, want to escort the celestial dragons away. Kaido, I leave these guys to you. I will personally handle the celestial dragons. Luo Noa pointed with one hand and ordered Kaido. Ha! Don't worry, Lord Luo Noa. I will definitely not disturb your pleasure. Kaido pulled out a several-meter-long mace from his waist and wrestled with these CP0s. I can't let Lord Luo Noa down. Ever since I got the fish fruit, blue dragon form. Kaido is now the first person under the captain of the Rocks Pirates. This is the same level of strength as Charlotte Lin before she became a general-level warrior. Combined with his already strong physical talent. Facing these CP0s, don't say kill them instantly. Checks and balances are totally fine. Deterrence. Facing the fleeing celestial dragons. Luo Noa glared, and Conqueror's domineering aura immediately emanated from him. In an instant, the Tianlong people who were originally trying to escape suddenly froze in place. I felt as if my neck was being tightly grasped by an invisible hand. I can't take even one step forward. His body couldn't stop shaking, as if he was being stared at by some ferocious beast. This is the ultimate manifestation of Conqueror's domineering use. After all, the most basic function of Conquerors is to intimidate the smaller fish. If you don't control it well, you may get knocked unconscious. If controlled properly, it can play a very good deterrent role. Even Luo Noa can precisely control the Conqueror's range. At the scene, only more than 2,000 Tianlong people were unable to move. Those thousands of slaves were not intimidated by Luo Noa. Damn it! What the hell is going on? Why can't I move my body? Mad, what is this? The Tianlong people started to curse loudly on the spot. The celestial dragons can't move. Damn it! Resist! This is a great opportunity to escape. After seeing that the Tianlong people were unable to move, the slaves present also reacted. This is a great opportunity to escape. So a group of people began to flee madly. Tens of thousands of slaves suddenly lost control, and the scene was filled with assholes. A slave is a slave. When you see the celestial dragons unable to move, your first reaction is to run away? Have I been abused for nothing all these years? Don't you want to take revenge? At this time, Luo Noa suddenly spoke to the escaped slaves. Just now, Luo Noa suddenly had a flash of inspiration and came up with a good idea. I don't have enough time to slaughter these useless celestial dragons now. After all, the Fleet Admiral of the Armed Forces, CP0 Commander-in-Chief, is on his way. But killing the celestial dragons with one sword seems too easy for these rubbish. These slaves can be used just fine. After all, these slaves have basically been tortured by the celestial dragons in an inhuman way. Let them take revenge. Let those piggy celestial dragons feel it too. The inhumane methods they used on their slaves. As expected, Luo Noa's voice had just fallen. Some slaves still ran for their lives. Some slaves with blood in their veins seemed to have received some kind of revelation. Stopped immediately. Then he turned around and stared at the terrified Tianlong in front of him. Yes. These Tianlong people who have tortured me with inhuman means for so many years. Now I'm so scared I can't move. Isn't this a good opportunity for revenge? Some slaves looked at the Tianlong people with eyes full of anger. For so many years, I have suffered inhuman humiliation and torture in the Holy Land. They have long since hated the celestial dragons. Now I finally have a chance to take revenge. They took action immediately. Several slaves turned around and surrounded a Tianlong. Untouchable slaves! What do you want to do? Are you planning to rebel? The Tianlong people also noticed the hateful gaze of the slaves and said with a trembling voice. Don't forget, you're still wearing explosive collars around your necks. If you dare to touch Laozi, I will send you to hell now. A Tianlong man instinctively wanted to press the button of the explosive collar in his hand. Used to threaten these slaves. Waste pig! Without your guards, you are nothing. Today I will return to you exactly the torture I suffered in the Holy Land. Several slaves angrily rushed towards the celestial dragon. Like hungry dogs pouncing on their prey, they first bit the arm of the celestial dragon holding the explosive collar button. Ah! It hurts! The scene suddenly erupted with pig-killing screams. Ouch! Heart-wrenching pain. The Tianlong was in so much pain that he almost fainted. It was as if a few zombies were enjoying a delicious meal. The dragon man's arms were pulled and bitten by these slaves. Suddenly it became a bloody mess. Even the bones and tendons fell out and scattered all over the place. This is much more painful than Luo Noa cutting off his hand. After all, Luo Noa's swordsmanship is fast enough, and one sword strike is enough to solve the problem. The incision is as neat as a mirror. These slaves were biting the meat into pieces. Every bite is excruciatingly painful. On the other side, several slaves were directly from the sacred fire of the altar. Pulled out a few burning sticks. It hit the body of another celestial dragon hard. Ah! You untouchables! I'm going to kill you! I'm going to kill you! Screams, accompanied by the sound of burning, and the smell of burnt meat. Horrible! Even so, the dragon man didn't forget to curse a few words. And much more. Some slaves crushed the fingers and toes of the celestial dragons one by one. Some slaves even ripped out the intestines of the celestial dragons. Another group of slaves dug out the eyeballs of several celestial dragons alive. The bones of several Tianlong people were smashed one by slaves using hammers. Several other Tianlong people had their bodies pierced with thousands of silver needles by the slaves. Some slaves even tied up several Tianlong people and threw them into the holy fire of the altar to burn them as firewood. It's so hot! It's so hot! My skin is going to be burned off! Ah! Someone please save me! It hurts so much! I've never felt such pain before. All my fingers are broken. My toes are broken too. My bones are all broken. I don't want to die yet. At the scene, there were suddenly extremely miserable cries from thousands of Tianlong people. It's literally hell on earth. In fact, in the Holy Land, the celestial dragons use these slaves in a very strange way. It's several times more severe than this. Okay. Keep going. Let these scumbags feel the revenge they deserve. Luo Noa looked at this scene and felt very relieved. As expected, it was too easy for them to kill these rubbish with just one sword. Give them what they want in your own way. Let these piggy celestial dragons feel what despair is. Despair is worse than death. Damn it, the celestial dragons were hurt by the slaves! Go and rescue them! The CP0 present also heard the ghost-like howling and was extremely anxious. Ha ha ha, you're a lackey of the celestial dragons. Don't even think about protecting your master. Your opponent is lousy. Thunder 8 trigrams. Kaido laughed. The mace with the armament haki and Ryo haki fell down fiercely. He killed the closest CP0 with one blow. The other CP0s were also forced to dodge due to the invisible and intangible power of Ryo. Damn it! The evil one, Luo Noa! How could you think of such a thing? Today, I will kill you! The fleet admiral of the three armies, CP0 commander-in-chief, is not far from the altar. However, after seeing the chaotic scene on the altar that looked like the end of the world, the two were still shocked. So scary! Slaves, in turn, treat the celestial dragons like slaves. Especially the CP0 commander. Almost broke my teeth. This is how you treat the god of this world. Even if I have to risk my life, I must kill the evil criminal here. The fleet admiral, the chief of the three armed forces, takes a more comprehensive approach. You know, it's being broadcast live all over the world now. How will people around the world view this inappropriate video? The credibility of the world government will probably be completely destroyed. The next moment, it was just as the two men thought. This scene has already been broadcast to the whole world through the live broadcast of Den Den Mushi. Good! They deserve it! Kill these celestial dragons! They are the scum of this world! That's right, these bastards should have died long ago. Well done! Evildoer! What a good man! I was once treated as a slave by them. My eyes were dug out. My daughter once went to the Holy Land and came back with a face full of despair. 3 days later she committed suicide. These people died. So happy! It's completely different from the fear I felt just now, after seeing the celestial dragons being tortured by slaves. Most people around the world are extremely happy. After all, these Tianlong people have long been causing resentment. We are just ordinary people, we don't have the power to fight against Marine and CP0, we can only tolerate it on weekdays. Now that they see someone getting justice for them, they are so happy. Isn't that Luo Nuo? It's really Luo Nuo. He is actually a pirate with a bounty of 3.5 billion. Meanwhile, East China Sea, Luo Nuo's hometown. The elders and fellow villagers were also stunned at this moment, because they discovered that the young man on the live broadcast who was so dignified and killed the Tianlong people like killing chickens was actually Luo Nuo. In other words, Luo Nuo is the legendary pirate with a bounty of 35. After all, most people don't know much about pirates. When I first saw it in the newspaper, I thought it was just someone with the same name. Now I can see Luo Nuo's appearance with my own eyes through the live broadcast. The folks then realized that it was really Luo Nuo. The Luo Nuo I held in my arms when I was a child. Now he has grown to this point. Great job, Luo Nuo! Kill these celestial dragons! That's right! Luo Nuo! You avenged your parents! Fellow villagers, at this moment, we also support Luo Nuo without reservation. Even in the Valley of God. The generals and warriors who were fighting also noticed this huge movement at this moment. Everyone found the right moment, pulled themselves out, and glanced at the altar at the top of the Emerald City. Suddenly, my heart was pounding. This scene was shocking even to the general-level warriors who were used to big scenes. I was scared at this moment. Oh? It's really chaotic. It's a complete mess. You've actually gone this far. Using slaves to fight against the celestial dragons. You're amazing, Luo Nuo! Ha ha ha, this is so cool to watch. Someone should have dealt with these celestial dragons like this a long time ago. Yes, I once had friends who were slaves. The way these slaves treated the celestial dragons seemed cruel, but in fact, they were not even 1/10 as cruel as the celestial dragons treated them. This is what he deserves. Roger, Rayleigh, Whitebeard, Jabba, Golden Lion and other strong men were deeply shocked by this scene. These Tianlong people were tortured madly by the slaves, and burst into screams of pain that made them cry to the sky. This scene is really exciting. Then comes a refreshing feeling of electric current passing through the body. Seeing the celestial dragons being abused, they seem to be greatly motivated. I am even more motivated to deal with the enemy in front of me. Hateful! Marine on the side. Except Garp. Sengoku, Kong Gang, and Zifa were all affected to varying degrees. However, with the experience of the Golden City incident, they dare not be too distracted. It seems the plan was successful. Rox is also excited at this moment. Distance to your goal. Getting closer. Damn it! I really want to stop the evil one. But it's obvious that we have no right to interfere. Indeed, it's too scary, the evil one. It's simply a devil. See the horrific scene on the altar of the Emerald City. Sakaski, Kazan, and Borsellino were all terrified. Just now, Luo Nuo killed a general-level warrior with one sword. It left a deep impression on them. That's an Admiral-level warrior, the highest combat power of the Marines. He was chopped to death like tofu. After half a year of training, I have already reached the level of an elite lieutenant general. But the distance to a general-level strongman is still as far as the distance from heaven. If I rush forward rashly, I will probably be killed by Luo Nuo in less than one round. It is so inappropriate to broadcast such a picture to the whole world. The 4-5 elders who are currently fighting with Charlotte Linlin, John, Silver Axe, Achaku, and other captains. He also noticed the unusual chaos above the altar. After they stepped back to take a closer look, the 4 or 5 elders almost vomited blood. Fortunately, I managed to hold back. Evil beast! The evil one, this damned beast! How dare you incite the slaves and treat the celestial dragons like this? 2,000 Tianlong people were brutally treated by nearly 10,000 slaves. Some died and some were injured. These are all the adult Tianlong people in the Holy Land. Well, 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 you old bastard, it's time for you Tianlong people to be pulled down from the altar. That's right, the emperor will take turns to be my emperor next year. Get off this altar. You have sat on this altar long enough, it's time for a change. Charlotte Linlin, Silver Axe, Achaku, and John, the 4 squad leaders, also noticed the chaos on the altar. The 4 of them burst into greedy laughter. Tianlong people, it's time to get off the altar. Go to hell, you bastard! The 4 or 5 elders rushed towards the 4 captains again. Boom, 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 boom! 8 general-level warriors fought fiercely, and the energy on the battlefield was leaking wantonly. Some weak marines or pirates were caught in this storm and were either killed or disabled. Now, we can only hope that the Fleet Admiral and CP0 can stop the evil culprit. The 4 or 5 elders looked so gloomy that water seemed to be dripping out of their faces. The original idea was to send out most of the strong men to crush the Rocks pirates. Who would have thought that the Roger pirates would actually choose to help the Rocks pirates? Everything is because of this guy, the evil one. But, even so, the 5 elders are still not worried about the situation on the battlefield. The reason is simple. The foundation of the world government is more than that. I specially arranged a CP0 general-level strongman to lurk in the dark. Once there is any emergency, they can appear and instantly reverse the situation on the battlefield. After all, in a total war like this, any side would lose a general-level combat power. The chances of winning may increase several times. In fact, this general-level warrior was originally reserved for dealing with Rocks. When it's 3 against 1, even Rocks won't be able to withstand it. Now, the general-level warrior in the dark was killed by the evil one, with 1 sword. It's like a white arrangement. Now, we can only place our hopes on the Fleet Admiral. And the 2 great generals, the CP0 Commander-in-Chief. Quickly kill the evil criminals. 2v1. No matter how evil the talent of the evil one is. The 5 elders don't believe it either. In just half a year, he was able to jump from a general-level warrior to a dominant warrior like Rocks. Therefore, the war can still be won. As long as the Fleet Admiral and the CP0 Commander-in-Chief can kill the evil criminal quickly. Then they both pulled themselves out. With the advantage of 4 surrounding 1, we killed Rocks again. The war situation will be reversed in one fell swoop. Before that, what I have to do is to contain these 4 captains. Wait until the moment when the extremely evil criminals are killed, and then launch a Jedi counterattack. Die! You useless slaves! Keep your dirty hands away from the celestial dragons! Soon, the CP0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the 3 armed forces finally arrived at the altar. The 2 immediately set their sights on the slaves who tortured the celestial dragons. Boom, boom! The 2 men launched terrifying attacks respectively, charging at the slaves. I want to push these slaves away from the celestial dragons. Don't even think about ruining such a feast. Don't you think this is interesting? At this moment, Luo Nuo wields the 1st generation Kitetsu. Neutralized the attacks of both of them one by one. Boom! There was a terrifying explosion, as if a Force 10 typhoon had swept over. The sacred fire on the altar was almost blown out. I wanted to keep you alive for 2 more minutes. I didn't expect you to come and seek death on your own initiative. Then I'll kill you first. The evil one, Luo Nuo! The CP0 Commander-in-Chief was so angry when he saw Luo Nuo that his teeth were about to break. I didn't settle accounts with the evil one first, but he actually dared to come to me first. Arrogant. Extremely arrogant. Well, let's kill the culprit who caused all these evils first. This guy is very powerful. Let's attack him together. On the side, the fleet admiral of the three armed forces was full of momentum. The aura of a great general is suddenly released. On the other side, the CP0 commander-in-chief also released all his momentum. The two of them must go all out at the first possible moment and kill the extremely evil criminal on the spot. Good! Seeing the two men's murderous intent, Luo No's eyes were also filled with excitement. 1v2 general-level strongmen. This is a battle I have never tried before. I don't know, after 3 months of training with Rox. Can I do the same feat as Rox? Boom! Luo Noa's Conqueror's domineering power is fully activated. The next moment, the momentum of the two people collided with each other. Congratulations to the host for picking up Strength 9999+. Congratulations to the host for picking up Speed of 9999+. Congratulations to the host for picking up 9999+ Stamina. Congratulations to the host for picking up the top-level Conqueror's Domineering, current progress, 90.1%. Congratulations to the host for picking up the top-level Armed Color Domineering, current progress, 90.7%. Congratulations to the host for picking up the top-level Observation Hockey, current progress, 90.9%. Under the altar, the battle between a dozen general-level warriors became increasingly fierce. The things that Luo Noa picked up were increasing. Feeling the three-color domineering progress in the body increasing rapidly. All 3 items have exceeded 90%. The blood in Luo Noa's body began to boil. Can I deal with 2 great generals at once? If this cannot be done, then this war will most likely end in failure. No matter what, you must try your best. Luo Noa released Conqueror's domineering aura, and the sky and the earth seemed to darken. The next moment, the overwhelming aura collided with the aura of the Fleet Admiral and the CP0 Commander-in-Chief. Boom, boom! The moment the 3 auras collided, a terrifying wave of air erupted. There were flashes of fire everywhere in the air. For a moment, the auras of the 3 people were somewhat equal. It's actually equal to the combined aura of the 2 of us. This guy's strength is even more terrifying than I imagined. The face of the Fleet Admiral of the Armed Forces suddenly darkened. He is a master of Taijutsu Hockey. Hockey is not what we are good at. It's only natural to do this. He must be killed now. The CP0 Commander-in-Chief didn't expect that Luo Noa's aura was not inferior to the 2 of them combined. But I heard the miserable cry of the celestial dragons. The CP0 Commander-in-Chief was trembling with anger. If we don't kill the evil one immediately and stop the slaves, the Tianlong people don't know how much suffering they will have to endure. 6 Styles Secret Art King of Power. The next moment, this CP0 Commander-in-Chief turned into a muscular devil. Like a human cannonball, he slammed into Luo Noa. It was like a mountain rushing towards him, and even Luo Noa was knocked back several meters by this force. Congratulations to the host for picking up Strength 9999+. What a powerful force! After Luo Noa stood firm, he was also stunned. I trained with Rox for 3 months. In terms of strength alone, he is already at the super general level. Only Rox can achieve this level of repulsion on himself. Even if Whitebeard and Golden Lion fought against me, they would not be able to cause any repulsion to me. Now I was actually defeated by this person. As expected of a man with the power of the Fruit of Power. Luo Noa thought to himself. The night before coming to the Valley of the Gods, Rox has already given the top executives of the pirate group an important piece of information. The main content is the important information about all the general-level strongmen dispatched by the world government this time. This includes the information about this CP0 Commander-in-Chief. The user of the Fruit ability, the one with the power of the Fruit of Power. Infinite power. No matter how powerful your opponent is, you will never lose in terms of strength. It is precisely because of such a powerful fruit ability. Only Luo Noa, whose power is only second to Rox, can be repelled. Fortunately, the opponent's domineering attainments are not too high. After all, I didn't pick up the 3 colors of domineering in this attack. This is enough to prove that the other party's dominance is far inferior to his own. It was simply repelled. The CP0 Commander-in-Chief was also surprised by this scene. I used all my strength to attack, but I just simply repelled the opponent. Not even a scratch was left. This has never happened before. Go to hell, evildoer! At this moment, on the other side, the fleet admiral of the 3 armed forces began to take action. A figure flashed to Luo Noa's side. A faint white light flashed across his hand. It seems that he is activating his ability. Next moment, the observation hockey that foresees the future is activated. Luo Noa frowned slightly. This guy is not simple. Luo Noa immediately attached his armament hockey to the first-generation Kitetsu. Withstood the fierce attack from the fleet admiral of the armed forces. Smash it! The fleet admiral of the 3 armies activated his ability, and Luo Noa's top-level armament hockey that he used for defense was instantly shattered. That's right, this fleet admiral of the armed forces is also a fruit ability user. Paramecia Crushing Fruit. It can shatter everything it touches. Paramecia, the fruit of power. Paramecia Crushing Fruit. These are all very strong Paramecia fruits. These 2 fruit abilities are the strongest in Paramecia. It is precisely by relying on the abnormal fruit ability that these 2 people have become Admiral-level strongmen. Perhaps, this is the benefit of licking the world government. The sword didn't break. What a powerful armed color! The fleet admiral of the armed forces was also stunned. So many years of battles. Only a small number of people's armament hockey can withstand my crushing power. Go to hell! Luo Noa shouted angrily, raised his sword, and slashed with his backhand. A terrifying slash broke through the air. Oops! Originally, I wanted to use my ability to shatter this sword energy. However, after sensing the terrifying conqueror's domineering power hidden in this sword energy, the fleet admiral of the 3 armed forces changed his expression and quickly retreated. We have to go at the same time. After a simple test, the CP Commander-in-Chief and the fleet admiral of the 3 armed forces looked stern. To kill the evil one, 2 people must attack at the same time. Power fruit, crushing fruit. Is this the benefit of being a dog for the world government? After a brief fight, Luo Noa also had a general understanding of the 2's strengths. The domineering side of these 2 people is not too strong. I didn't pick up any domineering spirit from these 2 people. The level of domineering power of these 2 people is at best similar to that of Silver Axe, Achaku, John, and Charlotte Linlin before they became general-level strongmen. Only by relying on the terrifying power of the fruit did he grow into a general-level strongman. Such a powerful fruit is used on someone with such poor qualifications. This is the benefit of licking the world government. What a waste. Not to mention, even Luo Noa would like to have these 2 fruit abilities. The fruit of power, infinite power. When competing in strength, you will never lose. A true power man. I just don't know if a punch from rocks will knock the opponent back. With such a terrifying ability attached to his own fusion skills, the destructive power is definitely more powerful than God Killer, shattering mountains and rivers. The horror of crushing fruit. Not to mention, perfect match for any strong person. Everything it touches will be shattered. If I could acquire such an ability, then my moves would really be able to do it. Nothing is indestructible. Nothing is indestructible. If Luo Noa remembered correctly, the system could pick up everything, even including fruit abilities. However, there are restrictions on the conditions for picking up fruit abilities. First of all, we must kill the person with the ability. You don't have to kill it yourself, you can also have someone else kill it. Once the person with the ability dies, the demonic power will leave the body. At that time, you can directly pick up the devil's power. And there won't be any side effects. After all, I am just absorbing it, not eating it. Even these fruits appear in various places in the sea. Haha, Serving the celestial dragons is my greatest honor. How can a pariah like you possibly understand? Oh, by the way, a lowly person like you will never have the chance to work for the celestial dragons. Upon hearing this, the CP0 Commander-in-Chief sneered twice. Don't be ashamed, but be proud. Instead, he laughed at Luo Nuo. What a good dog! Ha ha ha, then you can see with your own eyes how your supreme masters are tortured to death. Luo Nuo also laughed. He didn't expect that the celestial dragons had brainwashed CP0 to this extent. Is being a dog an honor? Go to hell! The CP0 Commander-in-Chief's voice suddenly became shrill when he heard this. Luo Nuo's words hit him right in the heart. The Tianlong people are still being tortured. I don't have time to talk nonsense with him. Let's go together! The Fleet Admiral and CP0 on the side attacked at the same time. 6 Styles Secret Technique, God of Power! 6 Styles Secret, Crush! The two attacked from the left and right respectively. 6 Styles Secret Technique, Biggest Will God Control! Use the strongest defensive move you just learned. Luo Nuo covered his entire body with armament haki, and combined it with the 6 secret techniques he had just learned. Buzz buzz! The two of them attacked with their fruit abilities, like a huge rock hitting an iron wall. A dull sound erupted. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up power 9999+. The two men felt their fists go numb and were knocked back, and Luo Nuo was also knocked back dozens of meters. Facing 2 general-level warriors at the same time, Luo Nuo also felt the pressure he hadn't felt for a long time. Even had to adopt a defensive posture. After all, the ability to foresee the future has already been sensed. If I were to withstand the attacks of 2 people now, the consequences would be very serious. Presumably, only after the 3 colors of domineering power are promoted to the god level can one be like rocks. Fighting 1 against 2 without losing. Congratulations to the host for picking up the top-level Conqueror's Domineering, current progress, 93.9%. Congratulations to the host for picking up the top-level Armed Color Domineering, current progress, 94.7%. Congratulations to the host for picking up the top-level Observation Haki, current progress, 95.3%. At the same time, the fights between the many great generals below were also being picked up by Luo Nuo. Almost there. Hold on a little longer. Damn it, you actually learned a move like that! The Fleet Admiral of the 3 Armed Forces, CP0, the Commander-in-Chief, immediately felt an immense headache. The armament haki of the Evil One was already quite terrifying. Plus, he is rumored to have a physical talent that is not inferior to Charlotte Linlin, Steel Balloon. Now I have learned the most powerful defensive move of the CP0 leader. If he defends with all his strength, it will be very difficult to break through his defense. Even if it's activating the power of the fruit. After all, in this world, after reaching the Admiral level, the final competition is still about dominance. Boom, boom! The CP0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the 3 armies once again teamed up to launch several attacks. But he found that if Luo Nuo just took a defensive posture, the two of them had no better way to deal with him. Just grind slowly. But time waits for no one. The number of Tianlong people on the side is constantly decreasing. Looking at the celestial dragons who were being tortured by slaves and were in agony, the CP0 commander was extremely worried. These Tianlong people will be tortured to death. At least currently, at least 400 to 500 Tianlong people have died. Most of the remaining Tianlong people are being tortured by slaves in various ways. Damn you, lowlife! Is this the only way you can stall for time? The CP0 commander said impatiently, with a feeling of impotence and rage. Why, aren't you going to kill me? Come on! Come here! Feeling the 3-color domineering aura growing, Luo Nuo made a very provocative gesture. When all 3 colors of domineering power are upgraded, it is time to strike back. Haha, you damn pariah! CP0 Grand Commander raised the volume. The reason you hate the celestial dragons is because they killed your parents. They are just 2 untouchables. So what if they were killed by the celestial dragons? The celestial dragons are the gods that rule this world. And you lowly people are only fit to be the playthings of the celestial dragons. The reason why the untouchables are untouchables is because the celestial dragons can kill them at will. Accept your fate, you born to be untouchables. You only deserve to be dominated. Your fate will be the same as your pariah parents. I will kill you! The CP0 Commander-in-Chief has gone mad at this moment. Since there is no better way to deal with Luo Nuo, I can only talk like crazy. Well said! For the lives of two untouchables, he attempted to kill all the celestial dragons. Extremely evil! You are too arrogant! Fleet Admiral, the chief of the three armed forces, is also assisting at this moment. As soon as the words fell, the next moment, standing opposite the Fleet Admiral and CP0, Luo Nuo's aura suddenly changed. Become solemn and murderous. Boom! Boom! The terrifying conqueror's domineering power is sweeping in. It even shook the ground to pieces. Don't use your filthy mouth! Insulting my parents! You don't deserve it! Luo Nuo looked at the CP0 commander. His eyes were bloodshot. That look almost wanted to eat them alive. Ha! Untouchables! Finally recognize your own status? Your parents are also two untouchables. It is their blessing to be killed by the celestial dragons. You, a lowly person, will also die. Seeing some effects, the CP0 Commander-in-Chief is also constantly insulting Luo Nuo's parents at this moment. Kill you pigs! You and your master must die today! The next moment, raising the first-generation Kitetsu, Luo Nuo rushed directly towards the two. The whole person is completely crazy. Well done! The Fleet Admiral of the three armed forces also shouted loudly. As long as the extremely evil person is willing to confront him head-on, there is a chance to kill him. Boom, boom! The two men burst into action and prepared for the battle. Next moment. Boom, boom, boom! 3 crisp strikes were heard. Luo Nuo was severely knocked hundreds of meters away by the Fleet Admiral of the Armed Forces and the Commander-in-Chief of CP0. It smashed directly into a wall. Phew! Luo Nuo spat out a mouthful of blood. Corresponding to it, the bodies of the CP0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the three armed forces also showed shocking wounds. That was cut by the first-generation Kitetsu. The two of them knelt on one knee, feeling the excruciating pain of their internal organs being destroyed by Conqueror's entanglement. Is this guy going to fight us to death? The Fleet Admiral felt the severe pain from his wound and opened his eyes wide. Facing his attack, Luo Nuo didn't even dodge. Charged straight over. Injury for injury. This guy is totally trying his best. Is this the consequence of angering the extremely evil? What makes the Fleet Admiral most desperate is, even if Luo Nuo took the full force of their attacks head-on, it seems that he was only slightly injured. How terrifying is this guy's defense? Next moment. Here we go again! Watch out! Between breaths, I saw a shadow running towards me. The CP0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the three armed forces take action again. Boom, boom, boom. Still, it was a heavy chop. There was another terrifying sword mark on the two men's bodies. Luo Nuo was knocked away again, blood oozing from the corner of his mouth. Whoosh! Don't stop at all, and don't care about any pain in your body. Luo Nuo attacks again. Die! You must die today! With bloodshot eyes, Luo Nuo came to kill again. Luo Nuo, with red eyes, is like an angry lion, rushing fiercely towards the Fleet Admiral and CP0 Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The running dog of the Celestial Dragons. How dare you insult your own parents? Even though he knew that he would pay a heavy price if he rushed into a bloody fight before the three-color domineering aura was fully upgraded. But Luo Nuo couldn't stand it anymore. Even if I have to pay a huge price, I will stay here. Kill this CP0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the three armed forces. Shut his stinky mouth tightly. Boom, boom, boom. A very strange scene happened. The three strong men are not doing any defense at this moment. It's pure offense. Luo No's first-generation Kitetsu keeps adding new wounds to the two. The fists of the Fleet Admiral and CP-0's Commander-in-Chief rain down on Luo No's body. Three people, completely exchanging injuries for injuries. No, it's simply exchanging life for life. Of course, the Fleet Admiral and CP-0 Commander-in-Chief of the three armed forces did not want to defend, but they could not defend. I can only be forced to exchange injuries with Luo No. After all, even if they defended with all their might, they could not withstand Luo No's sharp slash with Conqueror's entanglement attached to it. Therefore, the initiative lies entirely with Luo No. He tried his best to kill the CP-0 commander, and the two were forced to fight against Luo No. Boom, boom, boom. The three of them are so domineering, and their abilities collide like crazy. The frenzied explosive energy continues to overflow. The momentum was so great that it even surpassed the duel between any group of strong men present. Such a huge momentum startled many powerful people below the altar, and they had to pay attention to the situation at the altar. Luo No is crazy! Is he going to trade his life for another's? Yes, absolutely. He launched a mad attack against two powerful generals. Is he trying to kill himself? That's crazy! Luo No is crazy! Roger, Rayleigh, Jabba and others were stunned. They had never expected that facing two powerful generals, Luo No would do such a desperate thing. Especially Rayleigh, Jabba, Bullet and others. I have a new understanding of Luo No's madness. In terms of craziness, this guy is even crazier than Roger. Vice Captain Luo No. He actually started a fight with two powerful generals. That's terrible. Has he become as strong as Captain Rox? I hope Vice Captain Luo No will be alright if this continues. No, I have to end this battle quickly and go to support. After seeing this scene, the four captains felt their scalps tingling. Vice Captain Luo No is going crazy. If the fight continues like this, even though the CP-0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the three armies have suffered considerable damage, Vice Captain Kurono had to withstand the combined efforts of two great Admiral-level warriors all by himself. Can he hold on? Luo No! I saw the bloody battle between Luo No and two powerful generals on the altar. Whitebeard couldn't help but become worried. Extremely evil. So crazy. It's so scary. He seems even crazier than Rox. He must kill the CP-0 Commander-in-Chief. People all over the world, watching the numerous live broadcasts, once again paid attention to the battlefield in Luo No. There's no way, it's just too intense here. Luo No is the same as Rox. It's also a 1v2 battle between two powerful generals. The battle on Rox's side was far less intense than that on Luo No's side. Injury for injury, life for life. The evil one, Luo No's threat to the world government may be even greater than Captain Rox. After all, this way of fighting is too terrifying. The battle lasted for nearly an hour. Luo No, the Fleet Admiral of the three armies, and the Commander-in-Chief of CP-0. Now I am already covered in scars. The injuries sustained by the three people were all horrific. Even Luo No is heavier. It's 1v2 after all. You have reached your limit, evil one. The observation hockey detected Luo No's presence. The CP-0 Commander-in-Chief confirmed that the next blow would be the final one. But we have almost reached our limit. Feel the aches all over your body and the excruciating pain of your internal organs shifting. The Fleet Admiral of the Armed Forces also looked stern. This guy is so scary. He traded injuries for injuries, and was able to fight two general-level warriors to this extent. No wonder five elders attaches so much importance to the evil one. Even summoning all the powerful people in the world government to kill the evil ones and Rox. This is enough to show that Luo No's threat level in the five elders' minds is as high as Rox. However, the talent is terrifying no matter how terrifying it is. He has also reached his limit. As long as we can kill the evil one, here. It was all worth it. Even if he was seriously injured and his vitality was greatly damaged, his strength would be greatly reduced from now on. Worth it too. After all, the threat level of the other party is too terrifying. You know, this terrifying, extremely evil criminal is only 18 years old. Give him a few more years to grow. I'm afraid it will grow into a monster even more terrifying than Rox. Being able to kill him here is worth it at any cost. The final blow. The CP-0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the three armed forces are concentrating their minds and keeping calm. Mobilize all the strength in your body and gather it together. 6 Styles Secret Technique, King of Power! The CP-0 Commander-in-Chief burst out with his final momentum. I will use this final blow to put an end to the Evil One. 6 Styles Secret Technique, Shattering the Emperor! The Fleet Admiral of the three armed forces also delivered the final blow. The abilities activated by the two of them also showed a completely different state from before. The state of Fruit Awakening. This blow will definitely kill the Evil One. You want to kill me? You two dogs are not worthy. Luo Noa breathed heavily and subconsciously glanced at the system interface. Congratulations to the host for picking up the top Conqueror's Domineering, current progress, 99.99%. Congratulations to the host for picking up the top-level Armament Hockey, current progress, 99.99%. Congratulations to the host for picking up the top-level Observation Hockey, current progress, 99.99%. The progress of the three-color Domineering has reached 99.99%. Humph, you're still stubborn even when you're about to die. I will take you to meet your untouchable parents now. The CP-0 commander sneered and prepared to launch the final attack. At the same time, a pleasant voice finally sounded. Next moment, it is detected that the progress of the host's top Conqueror's Domineering has reached 100%, and it has been successfully promoted to the God-level Conqueror's Domineering. It is detected that the host's top-level Armament Hockey progress has reached 100%. Successfully promoted to God-level Armament Hockey. It is detected that the host's top-level Observation Hockey progress has reached 100%, successfully promoted to God-level Observation Hockey. Host Conqueror's Domineering power has been detected to have reached the God level. Comprehend the Special Conqueror's Domineering power Observation Kill. Note: Observation Hockey is a type of Conqueror's Hockey that can control one's own aura and render the opponent's Observation Hockey ineffective. A series of sounds rang out. The three colors of Domineering power rise to the God level at the same time. Not only that, he also awakened the ability to kill with sight and hearing. One-of-a-kind Special Conquerors. It can directly make the opponent's Observation Hockey ineffective. Quite a terrifying ability. When masters of the same level compete with each other, one of them cannot use Observation Hockey. What a huge advantage this will be. Feel the strange warmth flowing through every corner of your body. All the discomfort after the battle just now seemed to have disappeared. My whole body is full of strength again. At the same time, Luo Noa's entire aura has completely changed. Boom, boom, boom. Momentum surges again. The violent momentum is not inferior to the overlord of the sea rocks. P.S. Here comes the third update. I wish you all a happy second day of the Mid-Autumn Festival. See you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. sharp. Note: Observation and killing is the setting of the latest theatrical version, Red. Red-haired Shank's Special Conquerors is quite cool. Used together with the face fruit, you will be invincible. It hasn't been released in China yet, so many of you may not have seen it yet. This is the official setting, not something the author has changed randomly. 8 Valley of God. At this moment, Luo Noa's momentum completely changed. Look at the system interface again. Host: Luo Noa. Age 18. Strength: Super General Level. Speed: Super General Level. Physical Strength: Super General Level. Hockey: God Level Conqueror's Hockey, current progress, 100%. God Level Armament Hockey, current progress, 100%. God Level Observation Hockey, current progress, 100%. Other abilities: Swordsmanship, Supreme Swordsman level, Progress, 100%, Combat Experience, Top level, Axe Skills, Advanced, Conqueror's Entanglement, Armament Hockey, Ryasakura, Observation Hockey, Foresee the Future, Physical Talent, Steel Balloon, 6 Styles Secret, Hegemony Armor, 6 Styles Secret, Maximum Will, God Control, Conqueror's Hockey, Observation Kill. Moves: Iron Fist, Slashing Wave, Kirin, Marine 6 Styles, Lion Thousand Slice Valley, Cloud Slash, Ghost Cut II 10 Styles, God Avoidance, Mountain Breaking, God Slayer Shattering Mountains and Rivers. Fruit Ability: Flame Fruit Absorption. God Level Ability: Listen to the Voice of All Things. Conqueror's Hockey, Armament Hockey, Observation Hockey, Swordsmanship. With the improvement of the 3-color domineering power, all aspects have been completely upgraded to the top level, and also awakened the special Conqueror's Observation Killer. In terms of momentum, Luo Nuo is no less powerful than the Overlord of the Sea Rocks. Boom, boom, boom! The violent Conqueror's arrogance is venting. Even a general-level warrior would feel inexplicably palpitated when he felt the terrifying Conqueror's domineering aura. This feeling also spread to the hearts of all the general-level strongmen present. What a terrifying Conqueror's domineering aura! Is it Luo Nuo? In terms of Conqueror's dominance, he is no less powerful than Rox, the Overlord of the Sea. Is it there again? Luo Nuo's terrifying talent. He continued to grow in battle and eventually became a Rox-level warrior. Even I feel that this Conqueror's domineering power is extremely terrifying. Roger Rayleigh, Jabba, Bullet and others all felt Luo Nuo's violent aura. Then a surprise. Has he grown into a powerful man like Rox, the Overlord of the Sea? Is this the Conquerors from Luo Nuo? Did he gradually grow to this point during the battle? Oh no! It seems we still underestimated his talent. The second Rox appears. The 4 great generals who fought against Roger and his group, Sengoku, Garp, Zephyr, and Kong Kong, were all stunned. This terrifying momentum, the violent Conquerors. What's the difference between him and Rox himself? In just half a year, he went from being a Super Admiral-level warrior to a Rox-level Sea Overlord. What is the limit of this guy Luo Nuo's talent? In this case, wouldn't it mean that we have to face 2 Rox-level strongmen? Is this the Conquerors that Vice Captain Luo Nuo exploded with? It's almost the same momentum as Captain Rox. Is Vice Captain Luo Nuo now on the same level as Captain Rox? Ha ha ha, world government, you bastard old man, your doomsday has come. John, Achaku, Silver Axe, and Charlotte Lin, the 4 captains, also felt the terrifying Conquerors. I burst into laughter immediately. How could this be? Is this the aura of the extremely evil? What the hell are these 2 idiots, Commander-in-Chief CP0 and Fleet Admiral, doing? It would have been fine if we hadn't killed the evil one quickly. But we actually let him improve to this level. These 2 incompetent bastards. Have they fed their strength fruit and crushing fruit to the dogs? 2 people surrounded and didn't kill anyone. The 4-5 elders also felt the Conqueror's burst from Luo Nuo. Immediately, the faces of the 4 people became extremely gloomy. Another Rox-level powerhouse is born. Dealing with Rox, a Sea Overlord, is enough of a headache. Now there is one more. This is like a bolt from the blue for the world government. Luo Nuo! You are worthy of me. I was not mistaken. Below, Rox, Whitebeard, Golden Lion and others also felt the sudden change in Luo Nuo's aura. There's no way, this momentum is too amazing. Even in this chaotic valley of gods. It's impossible not to feel it. The evil one has grown into a Rox-level warrior. The end of the world government has come. I didn't expect to be able to witness this scene with my own eyes. Hiding in the dark of God Valley are the pirates including Red Count, Burndy Wald, and Green Pepper. I feel like my excitement is boiling right now. Originally, I just came here to make some soy sauce. I never thought I would have the chance to witness history with my own eyes. At the same time, the people scattered around the world were also stunned. Although they were not there, they could not feel the shock. But looking at the expressions of the strong men present, even a pig can understand. The evil one Luo Nuo. He must have accomplished something remarkable. What on earth happened? Why did the expressions of the masters present change? Rox, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Roger, Rayleigh, Jabba, Achaku, Silveraxe, John, Charlotte Lin Lin. And there's Calm, Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr. Why do the 4-5 elders and others look so grim? Extremely evil, what on earth did you do? People all over the world dare not take their eyes off the live broadcast screen for even a moment. After all, this battle concerns the direction of the entire world. In what direction will it develop? No one wants to miss it. How is it possible? How could you? No. This is impossible. It must be an illusion. It must be an illusion, right? I felt the changes in Luo Nuo from the inside out. The CP0 commander, the fleet admiral, who was originally confident that he could kill Luo Nuo, suddenly changed his expression. Extremely evil person. Hasn't this guy reached his limit? Your own observation hockey will never go wrong. But, what is going on? Why did this guy's aura suddenly change? The violent conqueror's domineering power has become as terrifying as the sea overlord Rox. How is that possible? How could such a thing happen? Everything before their eyes completely overturned the three views of Fleet Admiral and CP0 Commander-in-Chief. How could such a monster exist in this world? How are you? The lackeys of the celestial dragons? Don't you want to kill me? Come on. The final blow. Luo Nuo stared at the two people in front of him and said, feeling a completely different energy in the body than before. Luo Nuo just felt that he now had the ability to stand on equal footing with Captain Rox. I finally broke through that shackles. Reached the strength of the Overlord level. Now, it's time to kill the CP0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral who insulted his parents. Moreover, I want all their fruit abilities. Impossible! Absolutely impossible! The proud aura of the Fleet Admiral and the CP0 Commander-in-Chief disappeared instantly. Instead, there was only a look of extreme fear on his face. Come on! Keep fighting! I told you that you will die today! Luo Nuo showed off his powerful conqueror's aura and walked towards the two of them. These two great generals were so frightened that they kept retreating. The evil one, who had just almost reached his limit, suddenly broke out. Grow into a Rox-level powerhouse. Originally, the two of them had just exchanged injuries with Luo Nuo, and their physical strength had already been seriously reduced. The wounds on my body are so painful. Seeing that Luo Nuo was about to reach his limit, and was about to kill him, the two of them managed to hold on and not fall down. Asking them to deal with Rox-level warriors now would be tantamount to sending them to their deaths. Damn it! The CP0 leader gritted his teeth, unwilling to accept this. Clearly, we are just one step away from killing the evil one. At the critical moment, he actually grew up. This is what the 5 elders told themselves before going into battle. The rumored incomparable talent. I'm afraid there has only been one such person in the past 800 years. At this moment, the CP0 Commander-in-Chief felt a little regretful. I just spoke too confidently, and now I will face a violent revenge. Whoosh! Sure enough, the next moment, Luo Nuo suddenly disappeared from the spot. Where? Where will the attack come from? There are two people, the Fleet Admiral of the 3 armed forces, and the Commander-in-Chief of CP0. The moment he saw Luo Nuo disappear, he immediately activated his observation hockey, trying to predict Luo Nuo's attack. But, it doesn't seem right. Observation hockey, completely unable to detect the opponent's breath. It was as if the extremely evil had disappeared out of thin air. My own observation hockey cannot sense the existence of any opponent. What on earth happened? The eyes of the CP0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the 3 armed forces were filled with fear. Boom! Next moment, Luo No's first-generation Kitetsu slashed across the neck of the CP-0 commander. 6th-style secret technique, Steel! This CP-0 commander-in-chief also has extremely rich practical experience. The moment he saw Luo No appear, he immediately used the 6th-style secret iron block. Combined with the armament haki, cover the attacked part of yourself. Your domineering power is too weak! Luo Noa shouted angrily and turned his wrist. The first-generation Kitetsu carved a beautiful cross in the air. The next moment, the CP-0 commander's neck was cut open. Blood gushed out like a pillar. How did you do that? My observation haki, why is it ineffective? The CP-0 commander fell to one knee and covered his neck in pain. Eyes wide open. Full of incredible colors. Because his neck was cut, he could only speak incoherently. After a fierce battle with Luo No in which both of them exchanged injuries, the CP-0 commander-in-chief's physical strength has been greatly depleted, and he is covered in wounds. In addition, he relies more on the power of the fruit to fight, so his domineering training is not that strong. And Luo Noa is now a genuine 3-color god-level domineering, on the same level as rocks. That's why Luo Noa cut his neck with a knife. But the CP-0 commander is at least a general-level warrior, so he can't be killed so easily. It's not over yet! Luo Noa snorted coldly and disappeared again. Seeing this, the CP-0 commander-in-chief looked panicked, his eyes darting around. No way! There is absolutely no way! I have no idea where the opponent will attack from. Seeing and hearing color, completely ineffective. Facing Luo Noa, I am like a blind man. Instead, deep fear appeared in the eyes of the CP-0 commander-in-chief. This feeling is so terrible. It's like a baby dropped in a forest full of ghosts. As night fell, there was thick fog everywhere, and I couldn't tell the direction at all. And in the jungle, there were constant cries and shrill laughters from ghosts. Sometimes far, sometimes near, sometimes far, sometimes near. It seems like a monster will jump out and take my life at any time. But I can't do anything about it. Fear. This is the fear that goes deep into the bone marrow. Swish. The next moment, Luo No appeared again. This time, the sword cut off the arm of the CP-0 commander. As expected, the first-generation Kitetsu is attached with the god-level Conqueror's Coil, combined with his own supreme swordsmanship. Even if it was a general-level arm, chopping it would be as easy as cutting tofu with a steel blade. No need to trade injuries for injuries to chop off the 5 elders' arms like before. Do you feel the fear? You lackey of the celestial dragons! From the moment you insulted my parents, you should have expected this moment to come. Incompetent waste, die slowly in fear! Luo No noticed the CP-0 commander's slightly trembling body and sneered. Immediately, he disappeared again on the spot. I must torture him desperately. Hateful! The fleet admiral, who was standing by, had the same feeling as the CP-0 commander-in-chief. I am completely in the dark. There is no way to tell where and when Luo No will attack. Just like a tiger before killing its prey. They will try their best to tease and consume their prey's energy. Is this guy enjoying this? 6 styles secret art king of power. 6 styles secret technique, god of power. 6 styles secret technique, king of power. Ha! Evildoer! Come on! Do you think I'm afraid of you? The next moment, the CP-0 commander started to fight like crazy. After all, this feeling of the enemy being in the dark and me in the light is too uncomfortable. He had to do something, otherwise his mind would go crazy under the torture of this fear. Are you crazy? Do you think you can hit the evil one by hitting him randomly like this? It will only be a waste of energy. The fleet admiral of the armed forces was also stunned watching from the sidelines. The CP-0 leader seems to have a mental problem. Doing this will only accelerate death. And once the CP-0 leader dies, I have to face the extremely evil criminals alone. One person facing the extremely evil criminal. There is no doubt that he can only die. The fleet admiral of the three armed forces also hurriedly stopped the irrational behavior of the CP-0 commander. Who knew that the CP-0 commander didn't listen to him at all and continued to attack the air recklessly? The next moment, Luo Noa finally cut off both arms of the CP-0 commander. He can't make any more moves. Why don't you kill me? The CP-0 commander-in-chief could no longer endure that kind of torment. He shouted angrily at Luo Noa. Die. He is now wishing to die. I'll die anyway. Want to die? Then I'll grant your wish. Luo Noa shouted coldly. This CP-0 commander had almost been tortured enough by him. Although I still want to continue to torture him, it is more important to get his fruit ability first. Die. Luo Noa stabbed the CP-0 leader in the mouth with the first-generation Kitetsu. Straight through. Sizzle! The blood-stained blade protruded from the back of the CP-0 commander's head. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the demon power demon. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the devil's power fruit. Feeling a warm current flowing through his body, Luo Noa knew that his strength had increased. With the power of the fruit, he has even surpassed rocks in strength. So far, in this battle, a second general-level warrior has died at the hands of Luo Noa. The situation of the war seems to be beginning to tilt. The world government no longer has the advantage of having a general-level strongman. In other words, they are even losing the numerical advantage of the general-level strongmen. Tell me, how do you want to die? After killing the CP-0 commander, Luo Noa turned his attention to the fleet admiral. At this time, the fleet admiral of the three armed forces and the CP-0 commander-in-chief are similar. His physical strength began to run out, and his body was covered with scars. It won't be long before I can kill him. Moreover, the ability of his fruit is also what Luo Noa needs. Go to hell! Evildoer! I won't surrender! The fleet admiral of the armed forces is also risking his life. I want to fight Luo Noa with my last breath. There is little hope though. The gap is too big. Die! Luo Noa sneered. In less than 5 minutes! The first-generation Kitetsu completely pierced through the body of the fleet admiral. Another general-level warrior died at the hands of Luo Noa. So far, Luo Noa has killed 3 general-level warriors in the Battle of God Valley. Congratulations to the host for successfully picking up the devil's power of the smash fruit. Once again, I felt an inexplicable force surge in. Crush the demon power, plus the strength demon power. Luo Noa already has a feeling at this moment. I have reached the state of being indestructible and indestructible. Anyone who faced his attack head-on would probably pay a heavy price. Even rocks. They're all dead. The fleet admiral of the 3 armed forces and the commander-in-chief of CP-0 have all died. 2 more great generals have fallen from the world government. It's over. On the battlefield. No one can stop the evil one. Is the era of world government coming to an end? At the first moment when the CP-0 commander-in-chief and the fleet admiral of the 3 armed forces died, the whole world is in uproar. No one expected that the war would turn out like this. The evil one killed 3 general-level warriors by himself. This move also made the war situation finally clear. The scales of victory are rapidly sliding towards the Rocks pirates. The war is over. The world government is over. That's right, next, it's the era of Rocks and Luo Noa. It's a privilege to witness history, and it's not in vain. At the same time, in the dark of God Valley, there are big pirates such as Red Earl, Green Pepper, and Burnlywald. I have already seen the trend of this war. 3 general-level warriors died at the hands of the extremely evil. This also means that no one in the world government can stop the extremely evil criminals anymore. What kind of terrifying power will a powerful overlord who has no rivals unleash in war? It is entirely possible to imagine how the war will unfold next. Although it seems that the world government still has 4 or 5 elders and marine high-level officials, There are more than a dozen general-level warriors, including the generals of the Air Force and Army, and the top warriors of the Allied countries. But they have to face it. But they are two great pirates who are the overlords of the sea. As well as Whitebeard, Golden Lion, the 4 squad leaders, and Roger and his gang. The world government will quickly fall into defeat. Meanwhile, Luonua at the altar. He cut off the heads of the CP-0 commander-in-chief and the fleet admiral of the 3 armed forces and held them in his hands. Then he took a look at the celestial dragon on the altar. At this time, only 1 out of 10 of the 2,000 Tianlong people survived. At least 90% of the Tianlong people have died. The death was extremely tragic. It seems that those dead Tianlong must have suffered great torture and pain in their lives. That's why he died in such a miserable state. Good. Very good. This is the effect I want. Death is not enough. And they have to endure very painful torture before death. He must die miserably. Don't worry about the useless celestial dragons left on the altar for now. After all, there are slaves. When it comes to torturing and killing the celestial dragons, these slaves are even more talented than I am. Some of the ways they tortured the celestial dragons were beyond even Luono's imagination. Now Luono's goal is to kill the remaining 4-5 elders. After all, these 4 people are also Tianlong people. Or a more advanced celestial dragon. These people must die too. After saying that, Luonoa jumped off the altar. Captain Rox! Let me lend you a hand first! Thinking of this, Luonoa jumped off the altar and directly inserted himself into the battle between Rox and the Air Force and Army general-level warriors. The appearance of Luonoa gave the 2 generals a fright. Scared? Extremely evil! The Air Force and Army generals immediately stopped when they saw Luonoa's figure. In the blink of an eye, he appeared dozens of meters away. There is no way. The deterrent power of the Evil One is too terrifying. The Conqueror's aura that just burst out is no less than that of the Sea Overlord Rox. Looking again, the Evil One was holding the heads of the Fleet Admiral and the CP-0 Commander-in-Chief. The 2 of them immediately gasped. The Fleet Admiral and CP-0 Commander-in-Chief were both killed. Luonoa! Looks like you've done it! Seeing Luonoa's figure and the 2 human heads in his hands, Rox was surprised and delighted. Killed the CP-0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the 3 armed forces. This means that Luonoa has killed 3 general-level warriors in this war. Kill 3 general-level warriors. Such a brilliant achievement. Even Rox was distracted for a moment. I'm afraid that Luonoa's current strength is already on par with mine. At the same time, the moment Luonoa appeared on the battlefield, the observation hockey of the general-level warriors below also instantly sensed it. The battle situation has changed dramatically. Kong, Sengoku, Zephyr, Garp. The top warriors from the member countries. The 4-5 elders also stopped immediately. Immediately. They discovered. At some point, Luonoa had left the altar and arrived at the battlefield below the altar. And that's not all. What shocked everyone even more was that, in Luonoa's hands, he was actually holding the heads of the Fleet Admiral and the Commander-in-Chief of CP-0. This guy has killed 2 more general-level warriors. 1 hour. 5 elders, Marine warriors, and Allied nations general-level warriors. It feels like a cardiac arrest. The CP-0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the 3 armed forces were actually killed just like that. In other words, the extremely evil killed 3 general-level warriors. He alone destroyed all the advantages of the world government. The 5 elders look ashen. Even Kong, Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr and others were all shocked. Finished. The trend is gone. The war is already showing signs of defeat. There is only one way to reverse it now. That was Lord Imu from Pangus City, taking action personally. At the same time, Mary Geos, in Pangus City. The god named him was walking leisurely at this moment, and there was no sign of panic at all. Upon closer inspection, Lord Yim was holding 2 wanted warrants in his hand. On top of it were rocks and the evil culprit, Luo Nua. Back off. After asking all his followers to leave, Yim came alone to a secret room deep in Pangu City. When the secret room was opened, a huge straw hat suddenly appeared. Joey boy. For 800 years, people who embody you will have continued to appear. It's true that the ghosts are still lingering. Looking at the huge straw hat, Im said in a complicated tone. He immediately raised his head, and a sharp edge flashed in his eagle-like eyes. It's time to turn off the lamp of destiny. Yim seemed to be talking to himself. Immediately, his gaze turned to the other side of the secret room. There is a huge coffin there. There's a man lying in the coffin. His face was peaceful, not like he was dead at all, but rather like he was sleeping. The man was extremely tall, comparable to a giant. It matches that huge straw hat perfectly. Zhboy. Nika the sun god. The king from 800 years ago. It seems a waste to dispatch you just to crush 2 ants. After all, he can only wake up once every 100 years. Looking at the man sleeping peacefully in the coffin, and showed rare emotion and said with emotion. The Great War of 800 years. I had to use the power of the national treasure to barely defeat Joyboy and the huge kingdom he led. And it was a narrow win. Joyboy's soul-stirring power is enough to destroy the world. It is something that Yim has not been able to forget for 800 years. Especially the fear of gigantism. Yim even ordered it. The world government has been conducting experiments on gigantic humans for hundreds of years. Immediately, Yim left the secret room and sat on the empty throne again. Lord Yim! The battlefield in the Valley of the Gods has shown signs of decline. Should we go to rescue now? If we don't set off now, I'm afraid all the 5 elders will die. Next moment, 5 men in medieval armor appeared under the void throne. The 5 men said this very respectfully. The 5 of them all exude the aura of a strong man. Not inferior to the current 5 elders. The difference is that these 5 people are obviously in their prime. This is God's Knights. As the name suggests, a knight group that belongs directly to God. And these 5 people are all Tianlong people. 5 elders? They are old and useless. I don't even have the strength to take out 2 pirates. They are already useless. From now on, the 5 of you are the new 5 elders. On the void throne, Yim's tone was calm, without a trace of emotion. The 5 people below looked delighted. As for the Valley of Gods, there will be a result. It's not without reason that I chose that place as the venue for the sacrificial ceremony. You just need to wait here patiently. After Yim finished speaking, he seemed to remember something and continued. The Battle of God Valley is almost over. The first thing you will do when you take office is to wipe out everything related to God Valley, rocks, and the evil ones. After saying this, Im left the void throne. Looking at Lord Yim's back. The 5 people below immediately looked at each other, thinking back to the holy land of Mary Joan. There is a legend about the Valley of the Gods. Valley of God. There, for the 20 kings of 800 years, it was the beginning of their rule over the world. Valley of God. At this moment, the air has condensed. 5 elders, marine strongmen, air force, army generals, as well as the general-level strongmen from the allied countries, their faces were extremely solemn. The evil one killed 3 general-level warriors, causing a serious imbalance on the battlefield. For a moment, no one dared to act rashly. After all, if a fight breaks out, there is a high probability of even greater casualties. I only have grudges against the celestial dragons. I will kill all of them. If you can just make way. Let me kill the 4 or 5 elders in front of me. I won't pursue the rest. At this moment, Luo Noa suddenly spoke. He said this to Garp, Sengoku, Kongu, Zephyr and other marine masters. And what the Air Force, army generals and general-level strongmen of allied countries said. For some reason, Luo Noa always had an urgent feeling in his heart to kill these old men. After all, the strength of the world government should be far more than this. The current situation is so unfavorable to the world government. The immortal deep in the ancient city of Merigios will definitely take action. He is also one of the celestial dragons, even the highest level one. This is also the biggest reason why the Tianlong people can rule this world. The 5 elders are just his subordinates. Such people are naturally the targets that Luo Noa wants to kill. But even as a time traveler, Luo Noa didn't know the depth of Yim's strength. All we know is that Yim has mastered the legendary, national treasure, which has the power to destroy the world. It can even be confirmed that Yim is an immortal who has lived for 800 years. That's right! Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr, and Kong. If you continue to fight, it will only cause more casualties. Don't you understand? The world government is doomed. After the war, there will be a change of dynasty. It will be a brand new era. If you want, I can let you continue to be Marines. You don't have to suffer the anger of the celestial dragons anymore. How? At this moment, Rox suddenly spoke. Advise. After all, Rox is one of the few people present who knows the truth about the world government. If the fight continues, the Rox pirates will certainly have a huge advantage. But deep in Panga City, there is someone else. Rox wants to preserve his strength to the maximum extent possible, so that he can fight to the bitter end with the man from Panga City later. Hearing this, Garp, Sengoku, Zifa, and others all had a flash of light in their eyes. That's right, these 3 people are somewhat moved. After all, the events of the Golden City are still fresh in our memory. He advised the 5 elders not to care about the lives of the celestial dragons and to wipe out the Rox pirates on the spot. They didn't listen to the advice. The 5 elders deserved to be forced into this situation. But this excitement was fleeting. After all, Rox's brutality is well known to everyone. He must not be allowed to become the king of the world. Rox! Luo Noa! If you want to fight, then fight! Stop talking nonsense! When will it be your turn as pirates to command the marine? At this moment, Gangakong stood up and refuted. As a general, Kong Gang had the opportunity to learn the truth about the world government. The 5 elders are just for show. There are still strong people inside the world government. The general situation is far from the point where a change of dynasty is needed. Hearing this, the 4-5 elders showed some appreciation for Kong's resolute attitude. Unexpectedly, Kong Gukong sometimes doesn't get along with them. At critical moments, he is quite reliable. Humph, evil! Rox! Did you hear that? You are just daydreaming! If you want to fight, then fight! The curly-haired 5 elders shouted angrily. Bald, kimono, and suit 5 elders also burst out with momentum. They believe that this situation will not last long. Lord Imu will definitely turn off the lights. 800 years of history. There have also been many guys like Rox and the evil ones who have caused huge troubles to the world government. But Lord Imu wiped it out. As long as Lord Yim is here, no matter what kind of challenger we encounter, it will only be a minor event. Only Lord Imu is the eternal god. In that case, then give me your life. Luo Noa didn't want to waste time talking to these people. Since you don't want to, then I'll just start killing people. Kill! Get rid of these people as soon as possible. Rox also knew that these people must be dealt with as soon as possible. At that time, we will gather all our forces to deal with the people of Panga City. After that, Rox was full of energy. Luo Noa also raised his momentum to the extreme, no weaker than Rox. Kill the 5 elders! Become a new god! Kill all these old men! Follow Captain Rox and Vice Captain Luo Noa in charge! Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte Linlin, John and other captains of the Rox pirates. Follow Rox and Luo Noa and charge into battle. Roger, what should we do? At the same time, Rayleigh, Jabba, Bullet and other crew members looked at Roger. They were a little unsure. I came to the Valley of Gods to help Luo Noa, not to help Rox become the king of the world. If the fight continues, Rox might really become the king of the world. Let's fight! We just need to hold the marine back. Let Luo Noa deal with the 5 elders first. We'll deal with Rox together then. Roger gritted his teeth and made up his mind. Still decided to help Luo Nu eliminate the 5 elders first. As for Rox, wait until the 5 elders are killed. Roger is ready to personally stop Rox again. We must not let him become the king of the world. Boom, boom, boom. War begins again. It was still Roger and his group that held back the 4 powerful marine admirals. Even so, it has given a great help to the Rox pirates. 6 squad leaders, plus Rox and Luo Nu. We only need to deal with the Air Force and the Army, 2 powerful generals from the world government member countries. And 4-5 elders. Even though it was a 6-8 situation. But Luo Nu and Rox are both powerful overlords who can fight 1v2. Boom, boom! A terrifying slashing attack breaks out. Combined with the power I just acquired, I crushed the power of the devil. Even though the 2-5 elders joined forces, they were still knocked away by Luo Nu. Damn it! What a terrifying power! If the armament hockey was just a little slower, I would have been shattered. Did this guy absorb the abilities of the CP0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the 3 armed forces? Wipe the blood from the corner of your mouth. The bald 5 elders and the curly-haired 5 elders both felt that familiar ability. His eyes were filled with shock. You can't go wrong. That was the fruit of power that he personally bestowed upon the CP0 Commander-in-Chief and the Fleet Admiral of the 3 armed forces, the crushing fruit. Do you even learn the ability of the fruit? What kind of monster is this, extremely evil? 2v1, both of them still have plenty of stamina. Even so, I still ended up at a disadvantage. Even the Sea Overlord Rox is not so powerful. Could it be that he has surpassed Rox?